You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you're scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really try to rise, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about? Taste the color, seeing sound with a crystallize. Turning nothing into something when we optimize. Vandalize the lies with the truth. Ain't nobody wanna take shots to this proof. All we ever wanted was the answers. Looking for unique, but our vision keep us phantom. Phantom black man, ghost writing in a pentagram. I'm from the place where our thoughts meet the program. Not too many open to the power that they hold. Just know that when we shine, it's the reflection of your soul. Supreme beings moving, watch the galaxy implode. We are not alone. If you're not normal, welcome home. Yeah. Welcome to my hood. You can take a walk in my hood.
That's a real song. Keys, black shirt.
It's like the Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger twins.
My brother from the normal.
You're just not like Danny DeVito short. You're not like Ox or something.
There's only one difference between the two.
What's that?
You're a few inches taller than me.
Right. That's it. And I wear a gold chain. I know y'all used to a whole lot of different things happen in the beginning, but my iPad has to be charged right now. So, what's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to the Thursday night. This is Paranormal Hood Live Radio. Let's see why it's because that's not on yet. All right, let's get rid of that buzz. How's everybody? Damn, Josiah right out the gate. It's like that. That's how you doing. I'm glad you got your shirt.
Thank you. Glad you got the shirt. Enjoying the shirt.
All right, well, let's do the proper introduction. What's Hood Hoodies? Welcome to the Thursday night. This is Paranormal Hood Live Radio. And we are live and direct from the God of Knowledge Studios. I'm your host, Jiggy.
I am Smoke King.
Yes, and we riding out with y'all.
Rolling.
All right, let's see. Link Lucchini, #1 in the chat room tonight. You beat Jonaside. Whoa. What are you doing, Joni? What's going on over there, man? You slipping. What's good, Jonaside? Skunk Freaker, Nev Mass. Who else we got up in here? Smoke King of PH. KB, what's good? KB, you still supposed to hit? I believe you're supposed to hit me up on Facebook, on the fan page with your address. So we can send you a shirt because everybody's getting their shirts already. Cool K, what's good? Same thing with you. I need you to send me your address, please. There, you know where to find me on social media. Dwayne Ohms. Am I missing anybody here? Bunya. Lee Veltman, what's good? My galactic warrior brother. Fight the good fight. Again, Jonathan, thank you for the donation. What's up, Littles? PD Crack, Out of Mind. We're getting down to the wire. Who else is down here? PD Crack, Fo Tweezy, what's good? Yeah, so Out of Mind, I believe you got your shirt. Jonathan, you got your shirt, and other people have been sending us pictures of their shirt. CW actually did a live stream the other day wearing the shirt.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, he actually did a live stream. He was wearing it.
I get so busy in the garden right now.
Yeah, now you're doing your thing, man. Yeah. Fighting the good fight in these underground bases. I know, Lee. I wish I could join you. You know, I'm still healing up right now, so. But you keep doing it. I'll be back on the forefront soon, man. Fighting the good fight with you, my brother. You want to share PD Crack? All you got to do, you're on any social media? you're on social media, just well, let me know what social media I'm on, and I can direct you where to go. Make it easy if you're on any social media, or you'd have to just email one of us. I'm glad you got the shirt out of mine. Anytime. Thank everybody who donates and stuff like that, because you all actually make it possible. You know, a lot of people pay it forward too with the extra donations and stuff. You see, Genocide just made a donation.
That's it. Yeah. So KB, don't worry about it. That's what it's all about. We don't want your money. We take it and we give it back to everybody else out in the community and stuff like that. We don't. You know, we're not here to do this. So that anything that you guys feel you want to donate, whether you donated or you haven't donated, it doesn't matter.
We just take what people have and, like we said,
then we put it into a fund, and we put it for at this time. We did T-shirts. Maybe in the winter time, if we get enough, we can do a round of sweatshirts or something. There'll be stickers, whatever, and we'll just keep giving back to the community. The money goes towards making the shirts and then sending them out to wherever they go all around the world. Again, the people that are in Australia and across the pond, over there in England and stuff, your packages will be coming. I got forms filled out and stuff. I got to get them over to the post office, and then it'll take fucking 17 years or however long it takes for them to fucking
because Australia doesn't exist.
Do all that custom shit and everything, but they will be going out, and everybody else that's should already gotten their shirts in the United States that's already given us your address.
No, they're short sleeve shirts, PD Crack. The shirts we have.
Wait,
right
we don't
now.
have Lee. Lee hasn't get sent the information.
Lee's too cool for a paranormal shirt. He's like, I am Paranormal Hood.
Well, Lee, if you already were getting a shirt, so hit Jiggy up with your shipping information, and we'll send you a shirt too. PD Crack, you want a shirt? Hit us up on social media. DM us.
Yeah, we're just doing the shirts right now. Hoodies and sweatshirts and stuff won't be till like probably in the fall, somewhere like winter time, whatever, like before winter.
Oh, the next time we have enough, because
Yeah.
sweatshirts cost more money and stuff. So.
Yep.
So whatever, because it's weird. They Google fucking YouTube fucking ads, whatever the fucking program they call it. They only send you money once you have over $100. And it's not if I get the $100 on, like, say, August 3rd, I gotta wait till September 1st for them to send it and everything. It's really weird. And they take a shitload from these donations, too.
You said BG's message you she's not feeling well? Oh, well, big shout out. Everybody send some peace and some love to BG's. Hope she's feeling better. You scared? Come on, Lee. Just come on over, man.
Maybe we'll do some power double and face masks.
Oh, there you go. You should do some. You guys want some Paranormal Hood face masks?
Paranormal Hood face masks, some shit.
So you guys can get bad looks in the community. Lee, we want you to have a Paranormal Hood shirt so when you go to events you can wear it everywhere. And get talked about and get fingers pointed at you. Yeah, I hope she feels better too. Sending her a whole bunch of peace and love. Yeah, so PD Crack, I don't know what social media on. Again, just let me know what social media on. I can direct you where to go. We'll send you a short sleeve shirt. You don't have to worry about it. What up, Wiz? What's good? What's good? What's good? Paranormal Hood bandanas. Huh, I haven't thought about that. I mean, you can pretty much get anything made nowadays. So.
I know I'm wearing. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Smoking shirt.
I'm wearing my custom Black Lives Matter shirt, so it is what it is. I am black, so kind of, I still get some people who kind of look and, look at the shirt, trying to make sure it says what it says. I don't know, I give a fuck, whatever. Hate it if you want. Yeah, repping in a Q shirt, yeah, okay. If I ever saw you in a Q shirt, Lee, I would just laugh. I wouldn't even know what else to do. I would just laugh the whole time because I know the irony of it. The fun thing was, remember the big Q Mac, me, you, and Tasha taking pictures?
I'll wear a shirt that says, I'm with the Q-Tod, with an arrow pointed to you, Lee. You'd have to stand next to me on that side of the arrow. I got a new slogan. Because all these Q-Tods are always mad, They're always getting mad, So instead of MAGA, it's MADA now. They're making America dumb again.
Basically.
That's the new slogan, make America dumb again. Because they certainly are not making it great. So when all these Q-Tots start getting mad, tell them.
Let them get mad. Nobody cares. Robert Eagle song, good to see you. Victor Surge.
I think it's funny when they get mad.
Dude, but it's spreading, man. That shit is... the Q shit is spreading worse than the fucking Rona at this point. Like, these motherfuckers are just all over that shit. Like, it's just popping up everywhere. Other countries, everywhere. Like, good luck with that shit.
shows there's a lot of stupid people in the world.
Which you must have sent it to the Paranormal Hood Live radio one, and that's even better, PD Crack. So he'll get it. So he'll check it and we'll send a shirt out to you. We got you. Q would be a religion in 50 years? I don't think so. I think at some point Q will just be exposed like I mean, it's been exposed, but for the mainstream people who aren't really into it, they don't understand the exposure. They just see it being touted and pushed around right now. I doubt it's going to become a religion. I just don't see it. I mean, you could be absolutely right. I could be absolutely wrong, but I just don't see people adopting that once they really figure out what the fuck it is. But we got a lot of dumb people, so anything's possible. 50 years from now, we'll just have dumber people. I keep saying over and over again with this fucking, these things right here, the cheat code to everything, that people are getting dumber because they're retaining a whole bunch of dumb information.
Well, yeah, that's the problem is, okay, we live in the age of information, but the problem is not all the information that's available is truth and factful. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and people aren't able to discern the information from the misinformation, and that's why some of the stuff needs to be censored or taken down, or have asterisks next to it, putting up so that the slow people can understand and see and get and grasp that, okay, wait a minute, this isn't real. This lady really isn't a fucking doctor, and she believes sperm is fucking demons and shit. Okay, like these two fucking, you know what I mean?
Well,
Save that. We got the stories, and so that's the problem is just people just unable to discern the good information from the bad information, and that's why dangerous information, they have to do something about it, change it, take it down, don't let people see it, or let people see it and let them know with asterisks and tell them and point them in the right direction. And I mean, they've been doing this with a lot of stuff for a long time. It's just now that this is all of a sudden this big and all this fucking Q shit and everything, and because of the virus and everything right now, people all freaking out and everything and think it means a whole bunch of shit, but it doesn't. Again, find somebody from 1918 and ask them how long they had to wear a mask for and what happened when they wore a mask. The virus went away, and nobody's been wearing a mask for the last 100 years. It's real simple. Look at the states that don't wear masks and stuff, and what's happening right now. Look at the states that have been wearing masks and doing what they're supposed to and shit, and the countries that wear masks and everything like that to help, slow the spread. No, masks don't prevent the virus, but they help slow the spread. It's science. It's real. We can break it down. Pull up some cool little charts and stuff like that, but we ain't gonna get into all that shit. You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter. You're wrong. No matter what you say, it's wrong. All right, let's see what's in the news. I got some news stories. We'll do some stories.
I got some news. You got some news.
I got some news. He got some news.
over here from Petey Crack.
You got it, yo? All right, where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin? Let's start here. For all my crypto folks, top states for Bigfoot sightings revealed. Ooh, we may have to go to some of these states. An enlightened study of reported Sasquatch sightings determined which states rank amongst the best places to possibly see a Bigfoot. Developed by the website Satellite Internet, the project compared the database of reports from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, I guess, against respective state populations, produced a ranked list. As one might expect, at the top of the chart was Sasquatch hotspot Washington State with a whopping 8.9 sightings for every 100,000 residents. Rounding out the top 5 for Bigfoot sightings by populations were Oregon, West Virginia, Idaho, and Montana. At the bottom of the list is descending order were Delaware, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and ranked dead last Nevada. Whoa, we're down there in the bottom? I mean, but Bigfoot, man, we don't even know if that was Bigfoot. See, if we would have go ahead and get that on tape, boom. Sorry, excuse me. Other noteworthy tidbits from the study were that by virtue of the sizable population, California, Florida, Ohio, and Illinois were among the top 5 states for sightings of Sasquatch overall, with Washington topping that list, likely due to what one assumes is a fairly healthy number of Bigfoot running around the area. And oddly enough, the only state not listed is Hawaii, which apparently has not logged any sightings of the legendary cryptid in the database used for the study. So, there's no Bigfoot in Hawaii, or at least they're not reporting to this particular database. So, what they said.
Interesting. Let's see.
You got something over there?
Oh yeah, we got some good ones here. Actually, I can hear this one. A ghost is the perfect quarantine sex partner.
Hey, no one's getting pregnant. You know, nothing. Hey, there you go.
Oh, hold on. Dear, how to do it. I'm worried my friend actually believes has been having sex with a ghost in quarantine. We went to college together but have lived on opposite coasts for close to a decade. I'm quarantining with my partner, she's quarantining alone. Both our cities have been locked down since March. We've always been close, but we've talked especially frequently during this time. Because she lives far away and far from family and doesn't have a lot of close friends because of a punishing work schedule. In a conversation in April, she mentioned to me that she'd been masturbating while thinking of a man who lived in her apartment in the 1920s. I assumed she meant it as a fantasy, and we had a good laugh. But in a subsequent conversation, she named the man John, and she's begun referring to him when I mention things my partner has been doing, like her stories are complimentary. John said this, John did that, John is having a bad day. As her city slowly ends lockdown, she mentioned possibly seeing an old sex partner again, but said she's worried that John might get jealous. She mentioned John on social media without explanation, and a mutual friend asked me if she was dating someone. We talked over the phone, so it's hard to read her expression when she mentions John, but at this point I know as much about him as I would a real man she's dating. I can't tell if this is a harmless or if I should have a more direct conversation with her about it. What do you think? Boo. Okay. Dear Boo, if someone told me they were banging a ghost, I'm sure I would ask, without any ability to curb the skepticism in the tone of my expression, are you serious? You're a little more tactful than I am, but I still think you should just ask your friend if she's serious. She either is fully aware of how ridiculous this is or not at all, and the latter case would be cause for concern. Probably. I say probably because for as long as I've had an opinion on the matter, I have felt that things that cannot be proven by a scientific method must not exist, which is to say, if a ghost were real, we'd have proof of it by now. But then just this week I started reading Michael Pollan's How to Change Your Mind, which isn't about ghosts at all, and in fact is explicitly anti-supernatural, but about the potentially mind-expanding properties of psychedelic drugs. I keep thinking about one of the Pollan's ideas. He says he's sensitive to the limitations of scientific materialist perspective and believe that nature, including human mind, still hold deep mysteries towards which science can sometimes seem arrogant and unjustifiably dismissive. That makes sense to me. The idea that if we cannot measure it, it must not be, is not only arrogant, it runs to counter the ever-developing field of science, which is fueled by continuous breakthroughs. Relatedly, could your friend be doing psychedelic drugs while in quarantine? I'm not saying she's actually being visited by ghosts. I remain a non-believer, just slightly less fastidious than I was before. But I also haven't been to her apartment. I think a conversation about her dubious claim is in order, and if she's so convinced that she has not broken from reality, suggest in a non-confrontational manner that she provide proof. Has John left her any gifts, photos, anything tangible at all? Perhaps just giving her friend just such a task would be enough to illuminate the ridiculousness of what she's saying. Perhaps she will provide you with material proof that she is actually in a relationship with a ghost. You could be sitting on scientific breakthrough of your own. Probably not, though. Right.
Is that it for that story?
That's it for that part there. But then it goes on because there's a whole other thing about this. Ghosts are perfect quarantine sex partners. In a recent sex advice column published on Slate, an unnamed writer came to the columnist with a classic quandary. Her friend appears to be engaged in sexual relations with a ghost, and she doesn't know what to do about it. At first, when the friend divulged that she was masturbating while thinking about a man who lived in her apartment in the 1920s, the writer thought she was joking, but over the past few months, it seems the friend has apparently grown increasingly smitten with John. She references him as though they are partners. She posts about him on social media. She's so entrapped in this woman by her ghostly lover that she is even considering abstaining from seeing an old sex partner out of concern that it might make John jealous. You don't want to make a ghost jealous.
No.
Might become a poltergeist then.
Right.
And that could get bad. Just ask Carol Ann.
Demon, semen, and ghost herpes.
And the writer is troubled. I can't tell if this is harmless or I should have a more direct conversation with her about it. Now, I mean, no disrespect towards the advice of the columnist, Rich Juzwicki, who believes that the friend to be either fully aware of how ridiculous this all is or not. In the latter case, would be cause for concern, probably. It's just that, if I may be so bold, I'd like to offer my own informed opinion on the matter. As I see it, banging a ghost is the perfect solution to safe sex amid a coronavirus pandemic. If you don't believe in the supernatural, you may see it as a sort of vivid fantasy, like masturbating with a few extra bells and whistles. Remember that masturbation is something NYC health officials enthusiastically approve of. And if you do believe in ghosts, well, the whole thing seems like a good idea. Having a disembodied spirit as a sexual partner means you can carry on your affair from the comfort of your own home, ideal in a time of responsible social distancing, and you also don't have to worry about COVID-19 transmission, unless the World Health Organization is sitting on information unknown to me about the transmission of COVID between ghosts and living human beings. Instead, you get to focus on the matter at hand, having nasty, sweaty ghost sex. Which brings me to the most compelling reason to let a ghost hit it, and not just now, but at any point in time. They know how to lay the pipe. In 2004, Anna Nicole Smith said a ghost gave her some amazing sex. Kesha once proclaimed that she went to the bone zone with a spirit. Speaking of her own ghostly experience, Lucy Liu said, it was sheer bliss. I felt everything. I climaxed, and I've never done that with a man. And then he floated away. A generous lover who kindly leaves you to yourself to bask in your meditative post-orgasm state. It's bliss indeed.
Why these ghosts get to hit all these hot chicks, though? That ain't cool. Like, why can't regular people? Like, fuck that.
Well, maybe the regular people just...
Well, she said the regular guys couldn't make her climax. The ghost did.
Well, I mean, just who knows? Maybe some regular people that aren't famous people and stuff aren't getting orgasms from regular guys too. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just saying that's what Lucy Liu said. She said she climaxed and she had never climaxed before with a man. Only with herself and a ghost.
Gotcha.
So, I mean,
is that it for that story?
That's it on the ghosts in quarantine sex. So there you go. You all looking to have some safe quarantine sex? Look up, get the Huff. Who's a Huff there with his little magic box?
Huff, yeah.
He can contact the underworld. I'm sure he's got the escort line. You can hit up, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you want to get it on with a famous ghost or something. Hit him up. He's got all their phone numbers.
Or you can hit, what's his name? Gilead. Was it James Gilead? What's the guy's name? Because he's the one that's had sex with Mary Magdalene. Remember?
Yeah. He was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, He was doing all these fucking biblical fucking angels and shit, and interdimensional aliens. They're not really angels and humans. They're interdimensional beings.
And he made it sound like him, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene had a threesome. Like, if you listen to this dude talk, I don't know. He just sounded like there was some shit going on.
He thinks that, but yep. So that's the end of that ghost story.
Good luck with that one.
Got any more over there?
I got something over there. Give me a second. Any of you guys having sex with ghosts during quarantine? You can tell us. We won't tell nobody. Just put it in the chat. No one will see it. All right. Police responding to Big Cat report discovered stuffed animal. Authorities in England on the hunt for what they believe was a big cat spotted in a small town wound up discovering that the monstrous predator was actually just a stuffed animal.
Epic fail.
The amusing incident occurred in the community of Staining last week when residents caught sight of a sizable feline seemingly climbing onto a park bench. Understandably concerned about what they were seeing, the unnerved observers promptly phoned the police to alert them to the presumably dangerous creature lurking in the area. When cops arrived on the scene, they quickly found the creature in question, and any potential danger surrounding the animal was soon diffused. Reports of a large apex predator in the stunning area turned out to be true, explained the Horsham Police Department on Twitter while sharing a photo of the big cat still lumbering onto the park bench. It may be a big stuffed toy, they wrote, but the attending officer didn't necessarily know that at first. It is uncertain what became of the stuffed big cat once police realized it was not a genuine ferocious predator, but one assumes that it was put in a location where it will not frighten the public again. Last week's case of mistaken identity follows a similar incident in England back in May where several armed police officers descended upon a field following reports of a tiger and soon realized that the beast was just a lifelike statue.
Well, I could see because Parable, nobody questions why it hasn't moved. Have you ever seen like tigers and big cats and stuff? Actually, even a cat hunt, and when they're on tracking something, they will sit there. I've watched my cat fucking sit there, staring and not moving. You can't even. I'm like, is it breathing still? You know, and just completely still. Tracking the fucking bug or whatever the fuck it was looking at for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, so.
Lee, if you want to open a ghost brothel, I suggest you contact Bob Lazar. He knows all about brothels, and he could probably help you to establish a ghost brothel. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could use this particle accelerator that he uses to store his element 115 and everything.
He's got it in his living
room. The particle accelerator is great for breaking into other dimensions. You can break into the ghost dimension, get yourself some ghost whores.
Ghost whores. All
right, here's a good one.
Yeah.
Reptilian hunting party observed in Montrose County, Colorado.
You're an idiot.
Oh boy. A boy witnesses a landed circular craft from his bedroom window. There were several reptilian aliens with weapons wandering about. The witness believes that this was a type of hunting party. The following account was in my database from a little ways back. Oh, it's great. It's a MUFON one. I was just a boy. Oh, no wonder why he kept this in his private database.
I'm just a boy standing here.
I was just a boy when I had an encounter. My family and I were living in a small town west end of Montrose County called Irvine, Colorado. In the early morning, I was awakened by the barking of the family dog, Tippy, outside my bedroom window. Tippy never really barked unless someone or something was in the yard that wasn't supposed to be. I remember waking up out of the dead sleep and hearing Tippy constantly barking and wonder why It's all right. My older brother, whose sleeping bunk was above me, and my parents sleeping in the bedroom joining ours weren't getting up to tell Tippy to be quiet. Finally, I had enough and decided to turn over in my bed and look out the window. When I did, I couldn't believe what I saw. There was a small circular ship with its landing gear down and a hatch with stairs folded down to the ground. Yep, classic fucking UFO.
It had landing gear, kid. And he had a ramp.
Devices with anti-gravity fucking capabilities and shit need landing gear.
Right. They gotta land, you know.
And ramps. Hold on, I gotta fix my blunt here.
Mark Toronto, I know you had asked. I need you to send me your address on social media, on any of the social media. I know you're on Twitter or whatever. DM it to me, please. I know you asked about a shirt. Okay.
Next to the ship were green lizard-looking beings. Their eyes were bright yellow, and there were some tanks on their backs along with another bag. They didn't have fingers, but webbed hands with what looked like bow and arrow-type weapons they were holding. Oh, yeah. It gets more believable as we go on. I mean, it's highly, highly plausible, I would say, that an alien race from another planet in this galaxy or another galaxy, capabilities of traveling across star systems, would be hunting with bows and arrows.
Cool K is complaining about the level of the camera. Oh, but if they probably just saw landed or lost, you know, it's the sleep stat.
I'll fix it in a minute for you, cool K. Let me get this story here done. Their bodies were thin and scaly, even their legs. Their feet had V-shaped toes and looked incredibly tall and strong. I remember thinking to myself, this is some kind of hunting party, because my dad was a bow hunter himself, and that kind of gave me the idea. I could tell they were searching for something. Then all of a sudden, another being came out of the ship. He was much bigger than the others and seemed to give the others orders. Tippy began her barking, and the being closest to our house seemed to be upset with her barking. I couldn't see it look over at Tippy. Finally, it started walking over to her. I then jumped out of my bed and headed into my parents' room to wake up my mother. I remember how hard it was to wake her up. She acted like she was on heavy drugs or something. I couldn't get her to wake up. Finally, she was able to get her up and told her something was going on outside, and it was going to hurt Tippy. She still didn't wake up at all. And was very sluggish. Well, my mother followed me to the bedroom. Once there, I showed her what I was seeing outside. I don't know what they did to my mom, but she couldn't see them at all, the ship either. All she wanted to do is go back to her bedroom and sleep. Finally, my mother got up from my bed and told me crawl to the other side my bed away from window. So I did what I was told. Okay. The last thing I remember before going to sleep was looking over in my closet where the window cast light on my clothes, and I saw a dark figure trying to look in the window. No other sound came from Tippy. My mother wasn't drinking or taking anything that would cause sedation. I firmly believe they did something to make my family sleep. It just didn't work on me for some reason. It's 'cause you're special. Be careful. They're gonna come and kidnap you.
He's a highly sensitive empath.
They're gonna come and kidnap you now.
My labs is coming for you, son.
In the morning, the first thing I did was to run out and check on Tippy in my PJs and all. Sure enough, she was laying in the front yard waiting for kids to come play with her. She acted like nothing happened the night before. Right. Move on, chucks that right up there. It's highly fucking plausible. Believable story. Sounds like it too, huh?
Is that it for that dumbass story?
That's it for that story.
Of course, move on. How many people still love Move On? I think it's crazy there's still people defending those motherfuckers. Let's see.
I know, conspiracy theorists all looking for fucking pedophiles and shit all the time. I'm like, look at your own fucking community. Go look at MUFON. Look at fucking spirit science and shit. All these people that are in trouble for this stuff, right, in their own little community, but they stay silent on that. And they're like, yeah, Tom Hanks, he's a child molester. He's married with children.
My favorite thing is the list that's going around.
Married with children, fucking like grandchildren, I believe now.
Thank you, Skunk Freaker.
Oh, Skunk Freaker, peace of love to you. Thank you very much.
I like how the list, if you see the list, depending on who's showing it, it's either like a Democrat list of all the Democrats or it's the Republican list, but it's never really both. Like, it's so funny how both sides play this bullshit to their own fucking advantage.
I like when you look at a list and it like leaves certain people off, and then you look at who's posting the list and showing the list and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's because they like those people.
Yep, pretty much.
So but they must not like the other people on the list, so they put that list up there, but they take the people they like off the list and shit. You know.
All a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Like, oh, I like that movie when Tom Hanks talks to the volleyball. I don't think he's a pedophile, but that Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey.
And Skunk Freaker, you're right. And MUFON has been a joke for a long time. Like, they're just not relevant anymore. And you think that they're just antiquated. They haven't come into the, like, using technology, anything to advance. They're just telling stories at this point. Like, they're not investigating. They're not doing anything of relevance. They're just another people. They remind me of, like, a lot of these organizations that just exist. And they have balls and all these get together and expensive dinners and stuff and raise money and stuff. And where the fuck does the money go? Yeah, okay. Fuck MUFON.
Hey, come on. I know, Lee, I was looking at those fucking pictures. I blew them all up and shit. I was changing filters and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? That's why they have to draw like fucking big, huge red circles and arrows and shit pointing and everything like that. I'm
You're
like,
gonna blow it up
pareidolia, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's good, Brad.
Brad. Greg. Good to see you. You have any other stories over there?
That's all I got for the news right now.
Let's see. Give me 1 second, folks.
Got another one over there.
For everybody who likes Mars, NASA launches Mars Perseverance rover. We got another rover going to Mars, and I think with a helicopter too. An exciting new chapter in humanity's exploration of Mars kicked off this morning with the launch of NASA's Perseverance rover, which is now en route to the Red Planet to search for evidence of ancient life. The six-wheeled wonder boasts an array of scientific instruments that will examine and retrieve samples from the ground at Mars' Jezero crater, which is believed have once been filled with water and one hopes contains some kind of organisms. Beyond that tantalizing mission, the rover will also perform experiments aimed at showing that oxygen can be mechanically processed from the Martian atmosphere. Fans of NASA's images showing strange and unusual objects sitting on the surface of the red planet will be thrilled to learn that the rover is equipped with a whopping 23 cameras, suggesting an eventual feast for the eyes of anomaly hunters across the internet and perhaps fresh oddities like guns, spoons, and other bizarre artifacts. Mr. Warren. Perseverance will also make history by unleashing a small helicopter, yes, I was right about the helicopter, dubbed Ingenuity that will take to the skies over the red planet to get a better understanding of its atmosphere, and the rover is also outfitted with a pair of microphones which will record sounds from Mars. In light of all that, space enthusiasts are understandably excited about what kind of insights Perseverance could provide, assuming that it safely touches down on the red planet, which is scheduled to land on the afternoon of February 21st, 2021. 2021, folks. It's only next year. Well, some scientists, such as NASA's Dr. Jim Green, have suggested that the rover could detect evidence for life on Mars shortly after arriving on the planet. Others have cautioned that it could take years of sample study before such a declaration is made. Meanwhile, Perseverance will not be the only newcomer to Mars next year, as another rover, which is part of China's Ambition Tianwen-1 mission that was launched last week, is also set to arrive on the Red Planet in February of 2021. There's going to be a bunch of rovers up there. Mars is being colonized by robots.
It already has been.
Well, they're sending more.
Yeah.
And now other people are getting on it.
And those robots are going to get their freak on. And they're going to have little baby robots.
And maybe they'll find some Mars.
Maybe there'll be little baby robots like batteries not included. You know, that helicopter's going to have sex with the rover, and they're going to have little baby helicopter rover things that fly it around.
Hey, save that building. All right, let's see. A sunken structure complex off the coast of Cuba has never been thoroughly explored. A submerged lost city off the coast of Cuba. In 2001, a team of explorers working off the coast of Cuba said that they had discovered the ruins of a submerged lost city built thousands of years ago. Advanced Digital Communication was one of 4 companies working on the joint venture commissioned by the Cuban government to explore the Cuban waters. Advanced Digital Communications explorers spotted the underwater lost city in the first survey when scanning equipment started to produce images of what appeared to be a symmetrical features aligned to a grid. The findings prompted them to undertake a second survey, return to the site with an explorative submersible robot capable of highly advanced underwater filming work. It was the second survey that returned data that seemed to confirm the presence of a huge smooth blocks with the appearance of cut granite. Some of those blocks were built in pyramid shapes, others appeared circular. The media was soon abuzz with news sites sporting headlines such as Atlantis discovered in Cuba and Lost City of the Caribbean found. However, the finding also attracted the attention of world governments, national museums, and National Geographic, who all made plans to investigate the strange underwater images. News sites were quick to draw parallels to the fabled lost city of Atlantis. However, Paulina Zalitsky and Paul Weisenwig, owners of Advanced Digital Communications, were unwilling to make such comparisons. The story of Atlantis is myth, said Zalitsky. What we have found is more likely remnants of a local culture. In order to get better data, Zalitsky began raising funds for a third survey of the site. However, in 2004 it was announced that they could not complete the mission due to technical deficiencies of their submarine that rendered it unable to take suitable images from the needed ocean depth. Many wonder why they went under-equipped on such an important discovery, despite initial enthusiasm in many quarters, including from the many media outlets that covered the original story. Experts are not convinced that Zalitsky and Weisenweg had really discovered a sunken city. There has been no reported follow-up investigation or attempts at surveys, and news outlets have gone silent on the matter. The quick dismissal of the story has led some to question whether there has been a suppression of information or has simply died for lack of evidence.
Epic fail.
I'm pretty sure if they thought there was a city there, they'd be fucking trying to figure that shit out. You got anything else? Or you done?
I don't got no more.
Alright. I'll do one more here. Anybody got some money laying around? Ireland's most haunted house up for sale. A massive mansion island which boasts a reputation of being the country's most haunted house, and legend has it was once visited by the devil himself, has reportedly gone on the market. Known as Loftus Hall, the 22-bedroom estate was built on the ruins of a previous manor, Redmond Hall, that stretched back to the 1300s. In light of that, as one can imagine, the location has a rich history attached to it, specifically a spooky nature. Easily the most infamous tale attached to the site is an incident said to have occurred around 1775 when a ship arrived at the shore outside of the mansion during a storm and a mysterious stranger seeking shelter emerged. Welcomed into the home by the family staying there at the time, the man quickly endeared himself to the group, specifically a young lady named Anne. While the two were playing cards together one evening, she bent down to pick up a dropped card and noticed that the man possessed cloven hooves instead of feet. Stunned by what she saw, the story goes, Anne screamed in fright, and the stranger revealed that he was in fact the devil before vanishing in the burst of flames. The young woman subsequently became severely traumatized by the incident and suffered a mental breakdown, which led her family to lock her away inside the mansion. In keeping with all good ghost stories, it is said that the home would be wound up being plagued by eerie paranormal activity ever since Anne passed away. Loftus Hall passed through the hands of various owners over the decades and centuries after that, and was eventually purchased in 2011 by Aidan Quigley, who turned the site into a supernatural attraction which hosts ghost tours and events. After 9 years of presiding over the property, he has decided to put the location up for sale with an asking price of around $3 million. Anybody got $3 million? Want to buy a haunted place where you can go chill? It's got 22 rooms. You can do a lot with it. Quigley, who was selling the estate on his own, mused that I'm not even a chapter, I'm a footnote in its history, and soon someone else will come along to preside over the notoriously haunted site. Anybody? Nobody? Anybody got $3 million? We can go buy this shit. Have a place we can like vacation and do ghost hunts in the summers? No? Alright. I tried. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that story. Alright, that's it. No more fucking news. You counting your change on the side? Cool. I know I'm surprised Zach Bagans gonna be all over it, Jeanette, because he buys everything else he can get his hands on. Who knows? Maybe he's in the running for it. He's probably got the money to spend. I don't know if he'd want to spend $3 million, but if he knew he could turn that thing into a tourist, or even the old ghost hunters dude. Shit, well, I can't remember their names. Jason, is it Hawes? And Grant Wilson, is that the guy's name? I don't even remember their names. I've met all these fucking guys. Got pictures with all of them and shit. And I just don't, it's been years and I don't watch those shows. But they were notorious for buying stuff together too, so. But $3 million isn't, I mean, that's not.
Fucking Post Malone on fucking Rogan the other day was talking about how he's fucking was cursed and shit because he was there when they opened the divot box and shit like that. He was there when they opened that shit up, so that's why it happened. His house got broken into, his plane crashed and shit. It's got fucking something else happened.
Didn't he have a car accident? Or
yeah, a car accident and the fire, and his plane crashed, and his house got broken into and stuff. He says it's because he was there when they opened that box and everything, and he thinks that.
Or he just hangs around a bunch of fucking idiots. Whatever.
All these people with this stupid shit they fucking do.
I can't even listen to an interview with that dude. I don't know any of his music. I know that there was one time he came here and I did security at the place he was at, but it was what I didn't understand was when he asked him, like, why do you call yourself the White Iverson? You play ball? He's like, I don't even ball. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
And the funniest thing, 3 minutes and 20 seconds in, Post Malone mentions Skinwalker Ranch, and Joe Rogan goes, oh no, that place is bullshit. I did a show and we investigated it, and it's complete bullshit. Doesn't even mention that he just had George Knapp in the studio fucking 3-4 days ago or whatever. And he was fucking all over his nuts like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Fucking Skinwalker Ranch. Oh, I love that place. Tell me more.
Yeah, he didn't even push the issue. Like, you knew from what the exchange he had with George and fucking Jeremy, when they're basically like, yeah, we know you don't believe in this place, but you got bad information, and he just shut it down. Like, you would think that Joe being Joe would be like, well, no, I thoroughly fucking investigated that place. You know, real cameras, real equipment, real time spent, like I did every other fucking show that I did for fucking Joe Rogan.
He didn't say that. He let Jeremy and fucking George keep on running their mouths and shit.
But then you're gonna tell Post Malone pretty much.
He's gonna be like, yeah, I investigated that place and was there for fucking however long he said, and he's like, there's nothing there. It was all nothing. We didn't see anything. None of the stories panned out. Nothing was real. He's like, it was. I'm like, yeah.
I wonder if that show's available on thing, because I'd like to see all the places he actually investigated, because I don't remember all of them. I only saw a couple of those shows, so I don't remember everything he investigated, but it'd be cool to go back and look and then see how he speaks about it now. Because again, other than when fucking he fanboys when fucking Lazar had anything to do with Lazar, other than that, it's everything else. It's like, no, that's bullshit, I don't believe it, and I actually investigated it, and blah, 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 so, I don't know. That's funny.
No, you can see that it's because of the money.
Yeah, it's all about that Netflix money. Don't worry about it, guys. I'll help you out. I'll just mention it on my, my podcast, and then everybody will go and watch the stupid fucking thing.
Be careful, Lee. Go down the rabbit hole, you find a rabbit shit.
Nope, leave Lee alone. That's all. Lee is a rabbit. He's just looking for a bunch of holes to run down all the time.
Oh, you like the rabbit shit, Lee?
Oh yeah, he's listen. Lee will say shit.
Lee's like, I run deep in that rabbit shit.
Lee will say some shit, and your eyes will go cross because you're trying to figure it out and shit. Like, he is deep down them holes. But he knows what he's talking about. That's why motherfuckers don't like him. That's the funny thing about it. If they knew Lee and hung out with him, what up, Wiz?
What up?
They who knew him and hung out with him like I have, they wouldn't have a problem with him. But they have a problem with him based on what he tells you he's about and what he actually does. And I just find it to be hilarious that he gets under people's skin. So, hey, keep on keeping on, Mr. Veltman.
Yeah, the Nick Cannon shit is fucking... The stuff that he's into, I mean, he's fucking gonna finish the Dr. Sebi fucking goddamn documentary that shows you, I mean, what Nick Cannon, I mean... And his beliefs and everything. They fucking Dr. Sebi over there with fucking...
He can hang out with that.
Mucus is bad. If you got mucus, that means you're sick. Well, no, that means you're alive. You can't live without mucus.
Skin
All the other stuff. He's one of those. He's one of those sex demon guys too, Dr. Sebi. Unless you're having sex with him, of course.
Yeah, Michael Wilbur, I think that Post Malone is actually he's been so many different kind of artists, because even what I gather, like, he wasn't even really into hip hop. I don't even know how they classify what he does hip hop or whatever. Like,
no, because he did a whole thing. He just did which was actually really good. It's the only thing I actually like by him. He covered a bunch of Nirvana stuff there on the anniversary of Nirvana during the quarantine and stuff, and that was actually pretty good. I was shocked. I was like, wait, that's Post Malone doing this and stuff. Yeah, so it was, that was interesting to see. I mean, he does have some talent and stuff like that. And listening to him on Joe Rogan, he does believe in some stupid shit, but then there is some stuff where he's pretty smart. And the stupid shit, it's not that he believes it, he questions it. So he's not like, I'm full in on this stuff. He's like, but he's like, I can't say for certain, I might have seen a ghost, I might not, I don't know. There's no way to say with some of this stuff. So that was, but Other than that, his music, I don't, him, I don't get this whole.
So if he thinks he's
But-
cursed, what's he gonna do to get rid of the curse? I'm surprised people ain't coming out the woodworks. All the
Well,
fucking-
that's the thing. He didn't say that he thinks he's still cursed or how, if he got rid of the curse or whatever. He just said that I was there when they opened the Divot Box thing over there in Las Vegas or whatever the fuck it is at the museum and stuff. And after that, my plane crashed and my house got broken into, my car accident, and all this bad stuff happened to me and stuff. So I'm cursed. And that's it. They just jumped all over the place and shit. Because Post Malone, who was just finished tripping on like coming off of mushrooms, and they're sitting there pounding Bud Lights and stuff, smoking. So the conversation was all over the fucking place and shit.
smoking cigarettes or weed.
They smoked weed, and but mostly it was smoking cigarettes. Well, Post was smoking cigarettes.
I guess
It's fucking 4 hours. CNN even reported on it.
he was there for 4 hours.
Mhm.
Man, I wasn't gonna listen to the interview, but I guess maybe I'll listen to it now.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in it and everything. I mean, it was, Joe Rogan's interviews are usually pretty good, except unless it's something to do with fucking Bob Lazar and fucking Netflix fucking shit. Fanboys the fuck out.
Bob Lazar. I didn't believe anybody until I saw Jeremy's film. Watch my films. It's in my film. Everything's in my film. Have you seen my film? Go to my film. My film. My film. My film. The fucking handler. That dude
Didn't
is
even have like a teaser trailer or anything
Nothing.
with him.
He doesn't
Nothing.
want that. He's not going to do that. He wants you to just go watch it. He knows now that people would go watch it just out of curiosity from Joe co-signing it. But dude is just a handler. That is what's so funny. Like, he's speaking other people's stories and telling their stories, which I guess
So
is
same
fine,
thing
but-
as George Knapp. He's not fucking George Knapp. It's just fucking talks to people and gets people's stories and shit.
But
He's-
George Knapp
he's-
is at least a legit, what
Like,
you wanna say,
what-
what do you call it? He's a legit journalist. Like, I mean, he is part of a TV station. He has. been
He
doing
was
it for
part
a
of the
long-
TV
well,
and
he
does
was doing
it.
it for a long time. You can say
But,
that
yeah,
some of his
that part
journalism
there,
carries
but-
over to coast to coast. He is an on-air radio personality and stuff. So,
But still, all he's doing is getting. He's not actually getting evidence and stuff like a lot. A real hardcore journalist.
but
He goes
isn't
and he gets.
Yes, he did. He toured S4, didn't he?
He smuggled stuff out of his ass,
He's
out
got
of
the
Russia.
videos. He's got the videos.
He smuggled
too.
stuff out of Russia in his ass. If they caught him, he'd be in the gulag still.
A parable. I think it depends on who you were interviewing. I think there's some people you absolutely could talk to for 4 hours. There are some people who are just so interesting in your conversation.
We do 3-hour shows.
Yeah, that
Done
could
4
go
or
out
5
like
hour
that,
shows.
Right? Yeah, it could go by like that. I think if you're really into the conversation you have with somebody, it's not a one-sided conversation either. That you could do that, and time goes by quickly.
I didn't listen to the whole 4 hours at once and stuff, but I could see how you could have that 4-hour conversation they had. I mean, like I said, Post Malone was just coming off of mushrooms. Hadn't slept or anything. Just fucking, you know what I mean? Coming in, pounding beers.
Of course, Monterano. That's what happened to most people. Most people who were telling stories before the internet got really popular, and everybody kind of has it now, and cell phones and everything. A lot of these people's stories were almost hard to prove because there wasn't a whole lot of information out there if you did not know where to look. And
how to look, and a lot of it you couldn't look because they're like, oh yeah, it's not going to be in the library, it's not going to be
Yep.
this, it's not going to be that, and you know what I mean? So they had all these excuses, and who the fuck was actually going to go to a library back then? The majority of the people, even people that like into this stuff, weren't going to go and search through all these books and shit, you know what I mean, at the library, and so that's why Sitchin and fucking Daniken von
Von
Daniken
Lyerkin.
are able to get away with it for as long as that they have and stuff. And now today, because of everything the way, people just don't know how to discern information, they can fucking find out that he's full of shit in like 5 seconds. Oh, my fucking favorite thing now is Billy's trying to say that all these fucking scholars of the fucking ancient Sumerian fucking tablets and shit like that who know it fucking by hand, backwards and forwards and everything about it, they say they're all wrong. And Sitchin was right, because Sitchin knows it, and this stuff is written in stone thousands of years ago, so it has to be right. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he's pushing giants. Fucking Gilgamesh. He's like, Gilgamesh was 30 fucking feet tall and shit. And I'm like, square cube law. Checkmate, fucking idiot. You went to MIT, huh?
Yeah.
God damn. Major in idiot fucking teachings.
I went to MIT too.
Like, seriously, like, the dude's trying to sit there and say that all these people were fucking giants still and, like, teaching it in his mystery school.
Mystery is no real history. That's all I got to say about that.
It's mystery school.
And Victor, it's funny you
Forbidden
say like
knowledge.
Corbell has a troll army. Don't you notice that all of them have troll armies? That they pretty much gaslight people and then use their followers as fucking. Like,
They don't even have to tell their followers to do it. Their followers willingly fucking do it. They're like, oh, don't worry, that fucking asshole. I'm gonna go get him. It's alright. That's why I do what I do. I love triggering fucking snowflakes.
I don't got no time to
All
do
these
all
fucking
that.
Karens.
I feel sorry for anybody named Karen. I got an aunt named Karen. She's one of the nicest people on the fucking planet. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny that that's the name they got chose.
She's the best, too. She really is.
So Felicia finally went bye-bye. Now it's all Karen. Because everyone was saying bye, Felicia. Now it's Karen.
Okay, Karen.
You think, Lee, do you think Corbell would debate anybody? Like, alien scientists or anybody else? Probably not.
No.
He's not. Right now, he's at the fucking,
Didn't he get fucking laughed at by fucking...
Lee, you saw him at fucking, internet, what is it?
Didn't Dolan fucking laugh him off the fucking stage, basically? On something? I thought I saw that. I think it was Dolan who fucking did it. You know, not that I fucking support Dolan and fucking his bullshit and everything like that, but his stuff is at least fucking...
Listen,
I don't even
Jeremy
know where to,
got
I don't even know where
Filmmaker
to
of
rank
the
it on this
Year.
bullshit.
He gets awards, yo.
Filmmaker of the Year for what?
When we were at International UFO Congress. Dude, remember sitting on that fucking terrace, Lee, and he came out there, you would have thought it was like Tom Cruise or somebody walked out there and shit. That dude is just...
Yeah, that's shit right there.
Oh, does he block? I don't even follow him. He can block me all he wants. There's some people who block me and I'm like, whatever. You still see people's shit. That's what's so funny about it. Like, they act like anything is really hidden, especially on Twitter. Like, none of it's really hidden.
I love when people fucking announce they're unfollowing me and blocking me. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, who are you? Oh no, I'm sorry to see you go. What? They didn't have to let me know. I didn't even know you were here.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
Like they're fucking important and everybody's gonna miss them.
They announce when they leave and shit. I'm not following you anymore. Somebody did that on the show a few weeks ago live. Like, you know, same thing. I'm unfollow. All right, unfollow.
Okay,
Like,
see you later. Bye.
Exactly. What do you want us to do? Like, if you've been following this whole time, you know what the fuck is going on. It ain't nothing new. It's because everybody wants their shit co-signed. That's the thing, too. Like, if you start talking about these people heroes, like Dolan, like any of these fucking people quit, anybody, these motherfuckers, it's like you just hurt them personally. Like, these motherfuckers are heroes to some people, and I just don't fucking get it. Like, these are the mountains you really want to die on. Like, these are the hills you're going to die on for these fucking idiots. It's the same thing with Rogan and fucking Lazar. Like, that's the hill you, out of all the shit that you've talked about over the years on your podcast and stuff, all the shit you did on your show, Joe Rogan Questions, everything, that's the hill you choose to die on, is Bob Lazar. And I wonder with Jamie, like, did this motherfucker Jamie actually look up anything outside of what they told him?
Probably, but because of that Netflix money.
Who's DJ? Doc Journalist blocked you? Is that who you're talking about, Victor Surge? I guess. I don't hey, whatever. I don't follow a lot of these motherfuckers, so it doesn't even matter.
I don't pay attention to who blocks me and shit.
Well, sometimes you figure it out too, just because like random shit and other people will tweet you and stuff. I'm like, I don't even see that tweet. Oh, I'm blocked. Oh, okay. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. And it's like the randomest people, like fucking Rob. Like, what the fuck is Rob's name? Is it Rob Count? What the fuck is from Edge of Blunder and like fucking
Rob don't count.
Yeah. What the fuck, Mike Barra? Like these. They're all so fucking butthurt, and some of them I've never even had a conversation with. Some of them I've seen them speak and different things and stuff, but I've never had an interaction with them. But you get tweeted into a tweet, and they're like, "Oh, they must be one of the bad guys." Yeah, good luck. Everybody's interviews are going off the rail, Victor Surge. People don't know what to do. They're not used to spending this much time having to just focus on one fucking place to put everything, which is right now the internet, YouTube, and all these places, because they're not doing any speaking engagements. They're not interacting with their fucking crowd where they get all their energy because all their fucking followers are there.
I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I'm surprised they ain't fucking live streaming like fucking crazy every fucking day.
Well, I think they were overdoing it. Wilcox fucking tailed back because he knew he was overdoing it. He couldn't maintain that shit. Or maybe his fucking dealer ran out or something like that and he's not getting the same fucking medications to be able to do those fucking long-ass live streams. But it is funny how they've kind of tailed back. You would think they would keep doing it, especially where like Wilcox was getting all those fucking donations on his live streams and stuff, and all of a sudden you're not doing it as much as you were, I guess. But that's the material. He probably realized, like, fuck, I don't even realize what the fuck I'm saying half the time. If I keep going live, it's going to keep contradicting myself, and people are realizing shit. Yep, I agree, Michael. Couldn't keep the bullshit up. Yeah, they're running out of shit to peddle. That their money comes from most of those fucking live engagements and stuff, and that traveling and stuff that they're doing, and speaking at fucking 10 engagements a year, you know, to the same fucking crowd, the same fucking bubble that they speak in. That's what they're used to. YouTube is just a backup way for them to make money, but YouTube isn't most of their bread and butter for most of these people. Tracy and Richard. Yeah. Met both of them too. Talked to both of them at was it the same thing, UFO Congress? Because we went to two different ones in a month time. You need to sort your life energy out? I hope it all works out, Mutate. I'm just looking at the chat too, seeing what's going on in the chat. Emery Smith is dark. Like, a lot of them have kind of gone dark. But Emery Smith doesn't really have his own... I don't think he really has his own YouTube shit. It seems like other people post a lot of his stuff. So he's another one, but he's probably was filming all this shit at Gaia and stuff he had going on. But I haven't fucking watched nothing on Gaia. And Matawana, the Dolans, nice people. Met them, talked to them and stuff. They're nice people. But I just question a lot of shit that he puts out there. But if you talk about him, people get mad, man. Poor Steve Cambion got a whole lot of shit back from fucking talking about Dolan, because people don't want to hear anything about their heroes. Yeah, they don't want to hear anything about their heroes. These are heroes to them. They follow their every word with bated breath, waiting for them to tell them something. And they don't want to see past the bullshit. And I don't get that people are so mad that people call people shit out. Like, if these people are real and they're above reproach, and that people like us, people like Steve Cambion, CW Chant, anyway, we shouldn't matter. We should be nothing to them. If what they're doing is legit and real, they should be like, whatever.
I say it all the time. If these people were talking about the truth and everything, they would, when we talk about this stuff or post about it or whatever, instead of coming on and saying you're a shill, you're an idiot, you're stupid, blah blah blah, you're gonna vote for fucking Biden, or what? I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Not even posting anything about fucking politics or anything like that. You know, they just say stupid shit instead of coming back with like, oh no, here's the facts and look at this is the links and everything and whatever. No, it's just they straight into start attacking you and stuff and calling you names and saying shit to you instead of saying anything, proving any facts or whatever. Or they'll be like, oh, he said this and he said that, and I'm like, no, where is the documentation for this that you're saying? I was like, because I can post you links. I can show you links to everything that I researched on this subject. Where's your links that are verifiable, not from a satire fucking website that says it at the bottom of the fucking website?
This is purely entertainment. She claims to be a remote viewer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure she can remote view something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's remote view. Everybody's an empath. Everybody's a psychic nowadays. Everybody's just medium. It's all the same.
Look, I
shit.
can fucking view shit with a remote. And I cannot view shit with a remote, too. I gotta turn it back on. Here we go. We're remote viewing, everybody.
Well, yeah, we are. There you
Woo!
go.
I see blue in your future.
Well, good for you, Victor Surge, if that works for you. She can't just look good. I mean, what her looks have to... That's the one thing, too, that amazes me. It's like you see a lot of these people who speak and stuff. The guys and the girls with their fucking glamour shots, and everybody's got to be extra pretty and extra makeup on and extra hair did and everything to go and fucking tell these fucking stories. It's like, are they looking at you or looking at the stories? I can give a fucking kid less what they look like. Their looks don't... Nobody's looks impress me. They just don't. I don't care. Whoever the fuck it is. It's not what I'm here for. You should do. Looking good is whatever, but what she speaks is just weird. Okay, she's a remote viewer. She's this, that, and the third. I guess that's why her rich and go to. That's why all these dudes' wives are so fucking well involved in what they're doing. There's very few whose wives aren't involved if they're married. But their wives are always with them. Their wives are usually running their fucking businesses. The ones sitting at the table selling their goods and all that shit. Next thing you know, they're fucking remote viewers or they're speakers or they're this, that, and the third, like David did with his wife and shit, Elizabeth. Now all of a sudden Elizabeth is fucking the Karate Kid meets fucking Bruce Lee meets fucking Chuck Norris, and she's a fucking healer and God knows what the fuck else. I watched this movie last night.
Eisenhower.
Have you seen The Wrong Missy?
I haven't met her, but Jiggy has.
Yeah,
met
I've
her.
met.
Yeah, I watched The Wrong
Oh,
Missy.
Lee, yeah, we met Eisenhower.
I saw The Wrong Missy. Yeah.
That's what they remind me of. You know how the chick was like a Jill of all trades and shit? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what their wives and shit remind me of. Oh yeah, we've seen like Elijah and the list goes on. Like when you stop talking about the only person in the ghost field I have not met personally is Zach Bagans. Everybody else I've met. A lot of them I've hung out with them. A lot of them I've smoked weed with, drank with. They've had his fucking cookies. I can tell you a list of people. And then we get into the fucking cryptozoology, UFOlogy, everything. There's very few people that we have not come in contact with over the years. We've been doing this shit for a long time. The podcast is 7 years alone, and Paranormal Hood existed before the podcast even started. So we've been making our way across this fucking country, local events, far events, whatever, all that shit. Eisenhower's on Fade to Black today. Oh, goodness gracious. It's all the same fucking
It's the
people
same
on
thing,
these
the
shows,
same
man.
stuff,
Same
and they're telling the
fucking
same
people.
stuff that they always fucking talk. Nothing new.
And
Never
just keep
happens.
promoting the bullshit.
Keep fucking saying the same shit with no nothing. They all go on there and talk, but they're never like, yeah, look it, I got this sound bite. I got this thing here. Here, you guys can go to this website, see it for free. Nope, nothing. Nothing. I was just down in Antarctica looking at the pyramids. Nope. Nothing.
What sounds like a charmed life, PK? Being able to like try, like doing what we were doing was part of what. I mean, that's what it's always been about, is trying to find the truth. And I'm just not someone who could just sit on a couch or sit at home and watch YouTube channels and watch all this type of stuff from these people and not go and meet these people. My whole thing, I've said this over the years. There's one person who Travis Walton, not because I can verify his story or not verify it. It's meeting him and talking to him and looking him eye to eye as someone who just has not wavered in the story and how he talks to me and how he presents himself. And I don't know if it's just because he's very well versed in his story because he's been telling the story for 40 fucking years plus, or if he's just something legitimately happened to him and maybe he's misidentifying. I don't know. But that's one person who I always say, I'm on the fence. I don't know. But he's one of the very few people I've come across over the years, from ghosts and everything, who are just, you can look them in the eye and have a story, especially when they start drinking and start smoking, and the conversations go. I had the craziest conversation in the world with fucking Danny Glover. I can't tell the story but I've told you the story. Crazy fucking conversation. So when you're with people in different settings, they act a different way when they're not on stage and not in front of their fans and doing all that type of stuff. And that's what I've had a lot of time to be able to do with a lot of these fucking people. And it's hilarious. That's all I'm saying.
Fucking Sean Stone, fucking stupid people channel. Can they ever channel any fucking good information, like the cure for cancer, cure for AIDS, cure for fucking COVID-19? Anything. Cars that run on fucking, will run for fucking ever.
Cars that run on nothing. They just
On
run
nothing, they just fucking go.
It's got to
You know what I mean? Something, some shit. Can we
Cure for
channel?
cancer?
Can we channel something good, please? Something.
Cut up the oceans, give it a plastic. What can you do?
What's the message here? Yeah, all these people channeling and downloading messages from the universe and shit like that, but the messages are never fucking anything. Nothing. They never amount to anything good. Nothing. Nothing comes out of it. Nothing. Nope. There's no world peace. Poverty is. We still have people poor everywhere. There's fucking wars. People are dying. Nothing good comes from it. Nope. No messages from the universe come. They're the good.
Still waiting. Same thing with Jesus. I started out with all that stuff too. Still waiting for. Waiting.
That's what I'm saying. These fucking all these fucking channeling spiritual fucking wackadoo people here are just.
Yeah, he's supposed to come back.
Are
Yeah,
just
he
like the
resurrected.
religious people. They've been waiting 2,000 years for Jesus to come back. He ain't coming back. These people are gonna be waiting to ascend for the next 2,000 fucking years. It ain't gonna fucking happen.
Every time there's an earthquake, the earth farts, there's any kind of a small solar flare, anything, they're going to tell you that's part of the ascension. They've talked about it's part of the ascension, but yet no one, have you changed?
We're more likely in the next 2,000 years to have an actual alien encounter than Jesus to come back or people to ascend to higher fucking dimensions. An actual fucking alien encounter is more plausible and more likely to happen in the next 2,000 years than any of that religious, spiritual bullshit
I took all those
ever.
ascension courses for nothing?
For nothing. You're going to be waiting. I hope they taught you how to live forever, because that's how long you're going to be waiting to ascend.
When you die, you ascend. There you go. Waiting for a bunch of bullshit that ain't gonna happen from a bunch of bullshit ass fucking people who know it's not gonna happen, but yet they're making money off of all of it. None of it's free. All of it's behind paywalls. Everything's gotta be paid for.
Oh yeah, the paywalls. I love the paywalls.
You gotta take classes. You gotta do all this stuff, and it's all gotta be paid. Don't worry, you're only paying $333. You know, it's not the normal what they would charge. They're gonna make it a friendly number. You know, yeah. Good luck. Don't ruin the illusion of Danny Glover. I would never do that. It's a story that guys would tell. It's like that kind of story. It's just funny as shit. He's a great fucking guy. I have nothing bad to say about him whatsoever. It was cool hanging out with him. Fucking the Candy Man. Who else? Tony Todd. Only person, you know who? This is the one person I found that I couldn't understand why he was an asshole to me. Is Wilson Zidamore. What's his real name? From Ghostbusters. Ernie. Is it Ernie Hudson? That dude was a fucking asshole to me. I was like, dude, like, you know, I'm the black ghost hunter, man. You know, fucking, like, what the fuck you being a dick to me for? Like, the fuck? Asshole.
Well, yeah, I took mushrooms one time and I ended up on my ass then, too.
Yeah, I ascended when my brain exploded.
Yeah, it happened when I took DMT. Fucking end up right up my ass. I can't get up off my ass then when I'm on DMT.
Oh, no, you can't.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't going nowhere. Yeah, he is really cool, Jonas. I've hung out with him a couple of times.
Yeah, Tony Todd's really cool, dude.
Yeah, because he used to come to the clubs and stuff back when I used to do clubs. That's how I first met him. So we actually became friends and stuff over the years. Yeah, I mean, he might be cool mutant. I'm just saying he was an asshole to me. Maybe he's having a bad day, whatever. But everybody else, literally at this fucking, there was some convention I went to in Jersey, at some casino, I think in Jersey or Pennsylvania years ago. And like everybody was fucking there, all the ghost hunting people, everything. So I had met tons of fucking people because I had access for, I don't even remember, fucking George Lopez gave me access to this thing. And not George Lopez, the comedian. George Lopez, who actually helped us start the podcast stuff and everything. Was Ellen? I've never met Ellen. I've just never come in contact with her. I doubt she'd be at one of these. I mean, most of the conventions and stuff that you go to, like when I meet people, other than people I've met outside of work, like doing this kind of work, are people, you know, horror movies, different things and stuff like that. Like Danny Glover, I don't even understand why he was there particularly, but hey, he was there. It was cool to fucking talk to him and hang out with him.
All right, Michael, the people are possibly being kidnapped and stuff, but you're talking about national parks. Look at national parks and look at the wilderness. Look at the cases of most of these things, because I've looked into it. And you look into the people a lot of times and where they are, and they shouldn't be in the areas and the terrain that they're on with children that size in most cases. And I have children, small children, and you blink and you're like, whoa, where the fuck is he? When you're in a national park, okay, and you blink, and you can't see your kid, guess what? Chances are you're not going to see your kid again. Okay? You can go out into nature, and you're probably going to die in most cases. You're not going to find yourself. In most cases, you're going to die.
Especially if you don't know anything about nature.
National parks are a big hotspot for all kinds of missing people, not just children, all kinds of people, because people, especially even right now, people are going out, they're like, fuck, you know what I mean? That's one thing that's been open during this. Most cases, people can go out and they can go hiking and shit like that. So people are going out and they're doing this shit, Even people who have gone around here, and then it turns out that they fucking find them in the woods because they went out fucking hiking and shit, and they couldn't get back. Just a few months ago, they rescued people.
They had that one kid though that disappeared like twice in a week and just from his home, just walked out of his crib and went out in the woods and was gone.
Gone.
They had to find the kid twice.
Gone. So I don't think there's a big, huge conspiracy theory of somebody in the fucking all the national parks and it's stealing kids and stuff like that. It's unfortunately, it's a sad situation, but it's a lot of these cases, these parents shouldn't have these kids, and some of these people, these adults, shouldn't be in these areas and stuff like that. They don't have the experience to be hiking in these areas and everything like that. Well, yeah, I mean, who the fuck knows? The people were hot. They're like, let me take my clothes off. I'll sit here for a minute. You know what I mean? Some of the stories are a little weird and stuff. It's like, but for the most part, 90% or more, 95% of them is because people, that's what happens in nature, in the woods. Okay, people want to be like, nature's so healing and all this stuff and everything like that. No, nature will fucking kill you. Nature will kill you really quick. Really quick.
Especially if you don't know shit about it.
You can blink and you're gonna die. Exactly. Especially when you don't know where you are and what you're doing.
I was gonna go out in the desert in Arizona, and I got told, do not do that. Like, you don't. That's how I am. Like, here we go, we fucking investigate. We walk into shit, forest, whatever, and do our thing. So I'm thinking it's the same shit. I can do that wherever I go. And they were like, yeah, no.
People think, they look at this, they're like, oh, that's a mile hike. Just even here at Mount Washington, Mount Wachusett and shit. Oh, that's a mile hike up the fucking mile-and-a-half hike up to the top of the fucking mountain. They don't realize, no, that's a 3.5-hour fucking hike up to the top of the mountain and a 3.5-hour hike fucking back down. They end up going and like, oh, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We can make it to the top and back in an hour and a half. No, and then they get up there and they're in the fucking dark and in the woods and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck are we gonna do? Happens all the time. Happens all the time. There's not enough evidence for there to be a conspiracy. Yes, now, again, there's a small percentage of there are serial killers out there. There are people. That's a good place to prey on some people, maybe. So there are some cases where it could have been a situation like that. Or it could have been like, hey, honey, let's go for a hike. It's a nice day. That evil fucking look over at their fucking loved one or whatever, you know what I mean? And they're up there in their woods and they're like, boop! Oh my God, they fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened. We were just hiking,
Just standing there and was looking over and
well, whatever the situation is, and then they're like, oh, well, let me fold the clothes up here. I feel bad and stuff, and then they just take off, whatever. You know what I mean? But for the majority of the part, it's human error and it's nature doing what nature does, pretty much. If we weren't here, nature would still survive. But if nature wasn't here, we can't survive.
Yep. We're the only thing. If Earth got rid of us,
nature doesn't. Cool. Nature doesn't give a fuck about us. Nature doesn't see us coming and say, "Oh, look at it! There's people coming. Let's be nice out here, everybody. Let's make sure they make it out of the woods alive."
Put the poisons and stuff away. Put those berries away. They won't eat those. Don't worry about it. They're cool. It's the humans, y'all. Come on, they're all right. We'll let them go. Yeah, no. Better learn your terrain and know your shit.
Yeah, that's why you really shouldn't be out. Not everybody should be out there doing all this stuff and everything like that. Go to the park in the city, walk around in there, go places where there's nice mock trails and shit, lights. You know what I mean? First time hiking. Yeah, I'm gonna hike on the top of Mount Wachusett. Mount Washington.
Mount Wachusett. I've skied there.
I'm gonna walk the Freedom Trail. Well, we do know somebody who made it back from that. How? Astronaut, love you, dude.
Yeah, seriously. Especially knowing because when we camped with him, he was so not prepared. That shit was so funny.
And he wasn't even on anything at that point in time when he should have. You know what I mean? I could understand if he showed up, he was already fucked up with shit. He wasn't prepared at that point in time. But no, he was stone cold sober. Shows up, can't even do nothing. But this dude hiked from fucking Georgia to fucking Maine. Or however much of the fucking trail he did.
He's the reason I didn't do mushrooms that night, too, because I was worried about him. I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to be on shrooms and trying to fucking keep an eye on this dude. That was like the time Meta got lost.
People
Yep, no. I was like, I'm not doing mushrooms. I'm gonna be paranoid with this dude all night, trying to figure out this motherfucker couldn't even set up his fucking hammock and shit. Didn't bring a blanket. Didn't bring a nothing. But he hiked that trail. Dude, he survived on sheer luck. He's like fucking
He
Forrest
didn't do
Gump.
the whole thing though, because he said he was only out there for a month. It takes 3 months to do it.
Listen,
The
a
best
month-
hike is the fastest anybody could do it is 3 months.
Mm.
It starts in Georgia. It's almost right on the fucking Florida line, so it's basically Florida to Maine.
Jonas said I picked up all those skills young from like camp. I used to go to sleepover camps and stuff and day camps, and then it was Boy Scouts and everything. Growing up in the city, that's how you had access to stuff like that. And then as I got older,
Yeah, I
would take
grew
trips
up,
and stuff.
basically grew up in the woods and everything. I mean, it was just right outside the city, but I was in the woods playing all the time and stuff, like, since I could walk pretty much. So I know how to do all that, and then I was a Boy Scout and everything and did all that stuff. But yeah, I could pretty much get dropped off in the middle of the woods by a helicopter and find my way out.
Survive.
Just tell me, be like, the city is fucking 45 miles fucking southeast from here. Go. I'll be like, all right, cool.
No problem.
See you in a little bit.
Hoping I have to cross mountains. That's all.
Nah, mountains, whatever. It don't matter. I can do it in the fucking cold. I can survive. I know how to survive and stuff. And most people, I mean, it's your instinct is to survive and stuff, but people don't have those skills to survive and everything out in the wilderness and shit. You take them outside of even a small town where they can't go to the fucking corner store to get some fucking chips and shit and fucking pack of cigarettes or whatever and a bottle of water and shit, and they don't have no fucking clue what to do. They have no idea how to collect water, what they can eat, what they can't eat, how long they can go without eating and shit like that. What nothing. How to find which way to even go. Which way is north? Where am I right?
Where's the sunrise?
Nothing.
Where is the sunset? Where is the sun highest in the sky? What stars the
What time
fall?
of day is it right now? No watches. I don't got no way, nothing. I can't tell nothing. Nope. Can't do none of that. I can look in the sky and tell you what time of day it is.
Just imagine if like fucking cell
I can
phones
tell you
stopped
what time
working
of day
now.
it is at night. I can tell you what time it is at night.
But imagine though, if the cell phone stopped working and motherfuckers couldn't use their GPS and shit, they had to try to
The
read a map.
nighttime thing is a lot harder when it's new moon and stuff too, though, and it's cloudy. It gets a little bit harder to do that, but by the stars and stuff and everything, I know how to, especially, it's a little harder, and if I'm in a different, not in the northern hemisphere here. Like if I was in Australia, it'd take me a little bit to figure it out and shit, because it's different
Australia
stars.
doesn't exist.
Different stars and shit down there I'd be looking at and everything to figure out and follow the patterns and know all that shit. You know what I mean? You navigate by the stars. All these people are out here. Oh, let's just go we got nothing else to do. Can't go to work or anything. Let's go for a hike in the national park today. Come on, kids.
That's like, let's do this.
I mean, it's not funny because people die and stuff, but it's funny that people think like that and think like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, but imagine KB, remove the numbers, remove the roads and stuff. Like you're talking about places that don't have roads and markings and stuff. You're using old school ways to navigate. Using the stars, using the sun.
Yeah,
using
that's
the
what I
moon,
mean.
using-
I wouldn't. Yeah, if there was no highway signs and stuff, I could still get around on roads and everything like that. I don't need to know any of that. I don't pay attention to what any of that stuff when I'm driving where I'm going and shit. Anyway, I know where I'm going. Like even if it's places like when I'm going, like. Okay, I know I'm going to Florida and it's south, so I need to keep on following this direction here in the sky and shit. Like signs and people that,
Australia, stand on your head and all the stars where they normally are. Just, okay. You said that'd be
And
great. if
KB,
phones
that
stopped
only
working?
works on major roads and stuff like that, because when you get on the smaller little roads and stuff like that, they could be going all over the fucking place.
Roads not even on maps. There's roads that aren't on
That works in
GPS.
gridded cities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Gridded, like Florida is just a giant grid. Basically, it's a giant fucking grid. From fucking giant highways down to fucking just on down to little things. It's just all boxes.
And
Just
Boston's
boxes and boxes.
just like whatever.
Yeah, but
Every road in Boston goes
You look at a map of Boston, it looks like somebody threw spaghetti on the map.
It looks like, you know, it looks like a kid drew it. Like, okay, can you draw a map of the city of Boston? No problem. And just went to work. And that's the
Well, yeah, that's the way to tell you if you fall upon a sign and stuff like that. People, you know. But yeah, again, most people don't even know that and don't even realize that. You know what I mean? Where they are on the highways and stuff like that. It's crazy. So that's why, again, people get lost. I mean, people get lost driving in their car to places with GPS nowadays. And unfortunately, sometimes they don't come back alive from that.
Nope.
You know what I mean? They're just like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to go on this little trip here and whatever.
It said there was a road there, but there was no road there.
No road there. And
Yeah, no, it's a drop off. And
it's...
yeah. The bridge ended.
What are we going to do now?
People would lose their fucking minds. They really would. Just shut that shit down for like 24 hours.
I like
Just
those
take it
roads,
away.
though, that make you go, hey, man, where'd the road go? I know a few places like that where you're driving down and all of a sudden you're like, hey, man, where the fuck did the road go? And if you don't know where the road's going, you don't want to know where you're going to be going.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that fucking trip up those fucking mountains in Arizona. I couldn't imagine doing that shit at night.
Yeah, Victor, that's another one. People think they're like they're out. They're like, it's like, let's go swimming in the woods up here. They're like, we'll go for this spot, and then they boom, happens all the time.
What'd you say?
When we went to Profile Rock, it was just fucking pitch black. Couldn't see shit.
Dude, but I'm talking about driving up the side of.
And who knew
going
how to get around everywhere, though?
7,000 foot, almost 7,000 foot elevation.
If you go,
And you're going up mountains, like the side of mountains and shit. This is in the daytime, and Tasha's driving the fucking car and shit. And I'm just sitting there fucking on my mind. I don't like heights. So this is like not the coolest thing in the world. It's not a major road or anything either. It's just bullshit.
you stupid microphone.
But outside the time.
Flip around and
Well.
go over there and all that.
He can do it. He's young. Shit. Hey, I didn't like that shit at all. And you can't. I couldn't imagine doing that shit at night. And there's 18 wheelers. I had never seen. They have these things like to test and stop trucks on the side of this fucking highway on this mountain and shit in case the truck's brakes go out. Shit like that. Like, I wouldn't want to be driving a truck at night. There's no fucking street lights there. It's the car's headlights and that's it. There's no lights on this fucking thing. You know, it's literally on the side of a fucking mountain. I'm good. No.
No, I can drive with no fucking lights on my car and shit. I don't need lights on my car to see and everything at night. I don't need street lights. I'll drive on fucking back mountain roads and shit with no lights.
Brad Greg, say what you want about women drivers, and the shit that I learned on the streets about driving and stuff is one thing, but my mother's the one who taught me how to drive. My mama could, well, she can't drive no more because she's older and just, yeah, she's not what she used to be, but there's, all women aren't bad drivers. All men aren't good drivers either, so it's definitely not, it has nothing to do with sex. Alaska has the most active serial killers in North America? Really? You sure it's just not them fucking vampires and shit out there?
Is
I
there
thought
data
was-
of that, or does it come back to the same thing we're talking about? Alaska's a big fucking place with a lot of nature around. So, I know a lot of people go crazy and they kill other people in Alaska, but I don't know about the highest number of serial killers. I think California fucking leads that. I'm pretty sure the most serial killers have come out of California.
What's our pizza joints' names? I mean, we have
I
the same
actually-
ones you're saying right there.
I
but,
can't even think of the names of any actual serial killers that ever came out of. I mean, there could be one. There's some in Alaska that are killing people that have never been caught or anything like that. But most cases in Alaska, people just go crazy from sitting in their fucking houses all winter long, and they usually kill their spouse. Whether it's a guy kills his wife or the wife kills the fucking husband and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that stuff. A lot of people go stir crazy and shit, especially in the places where it's fucking 24 hours of light and then 24 hours of darkness. I know a lot of people, again, a lot of people don't go. There's not a lot of people in Alaska, but a lot of people go missing in Alaska because they do. Again, they're like, oh yeah, I can go out here and I can live off the land and shit. And they're out hunting one day and shit and whatever. And
the land's living off of them.
And exactly, the land is living off of them.
Basically. Were you in the vehicle, Victor Surge? Off 100 feet off a mountain to a river. Oh, okay, you weren't in. I was like, Jesus. I've seen some crazy shit, even in Jamaica, going through the Fern Gully, and then they go, I didn't even know. I saw the movie The Fern Gully when I was younger. Then I didn't realize that was in Jamaica. But dude, like those, and the way they drive,
Shit's fucked.
the way they drive.
No, that's not okay.
I kept calling the dude. I was like, "Yo, please don't kill me, Freaky Jason, the driver." I was like, "Don't kill me." His name was Jason. I was like, "Don't kill us, please." And they were showing you, like, they're driving, showing you cars flipped over on top of houses on the side of the highway and on top of fucking whatever. And said, "I'm."
Literally just like this much off the, and you're dead.
And not even just that, you're driving and the cars are passing each other. Everything.
Yeah, like
cars,
the world's
buses.
most dangerous roads and shit like that. Yeah.
Like you're just waiting for them fucking mirrors to slap. That's how close they're fucking driving to each other. This
it's
is why I
like
don't drive
that
in
on
other
parts
countries.
of what's the name? There's a mountain in Maine that when we went up there and you were up in Maine, we went to. There's a mountain. I forget which one of the mountains, but when you're driving up the mountain, there's sections where the road is that narrow, and shit, and you're literally you can put like a fucking piece of paper between you and the car that are going next to you, and then the wall is there, and then the cliff is right there and shit, and you gotta stay on it. There's a guardrail and stuff. That's a good guardrail, of course. It's you know what I mean. It's not like some of these other countries.
I don't want to
and shit
feel
where
that
there's,
guardrail either, though. I never drive in other countries. Never have, never will. None of them. Not any country I've ever been to. I refuse to drive. I will not do it. Fuck that. And then I haven't been to Europe, but going to Europe and trying to drive on the other side of the road and shit like that, I'm good. Nope. They'd definitely be cussing my ass.
All right,
off.
15 active. So now we'd have to look and see if the active known serial killers in other states. I know Florida's up high. There's 7 of active serial killers and known serial killers and stuff like that. But yeah, and then Victor Surge actually, when you think about it per capita of how many people are in the state of Alaska versus how many serial killers there have been there and stuff, that might be why versus the number of serial killers versus the capital of the people, the number of people in the state, that's how they might win. Whereas versus California's got fucking millions and millions of people and stuff, but you know what I mean, even though they might have fucking hundreds and hundreds of serial killers per capita, Alaska would win with 15 serial killers, and they're few thousand. There might be 100,000 people living in Alaska, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to check the population of Alaska, but it's not that fucking many people. Downtown LA has a greater population than fucking Alaska does. So I could see where, yeah, per capita, Alaska might take it that way, but you know what I mean, as an actual number of.
No, you damn Super V Funk Cat. Don't be paranoid.
No, you Alaska's. I can't wait. I'm gonna go there someday. I would love to go to Alaska. Fucking beautiful place and stuff like that. But you'd be more have to worry about nature getting you than a serial killer in Alaska. You know what I mean? It's with both situations. You just gotta protect yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're more likely to get fucking.
There hasn't been a place that I've gone to yet.
You're more likely to get stomped on by a moose or something in Alaska if you visit their super vegan cat than get killed by a serial killer.
I've maneuvered in all those countries I've been to by myself and went to fucking clubs and did different shit even by myself sometimes. I'm just like, whatever. I just kind of watch and see how everybody maneuvers, and all right, that's what I'm gonna do when I'm there.
You'd probably have to more worry about bar fights.
I know all too well about bar fights. Oh yeah, been a lot of those. Shit that makes Roadhouse look like a fucking schoolyard fight.
All right, Jonathan, is it per capita though?
Poor Alaska gets a bad rap, huh?
But I think again, it's be per capita because Alaska doesn't have a lot of people, but they have a high so that high number of killers gives, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Again, yeah, I know a lot of people get killed in Alaska too, not just when like the work accidents, because working and living there is fucking dangerous and stuff. Again, bar fights and people just fucking. They just kill each other. They're like, oh fuck it, I'm here in the woods. I'm just gonna fucking kill you. You fucking piss me off right now. So they kill each other because they're like, fuck it, I'm in Alaska.
I guess I don't mind.
Have a high.
visiting it.
There's a high suicide rate in Alaska too, though.
Mm.
You know, that's unfortunate.
Different kind of place.
Yeah.
Never been there, but I'd go.
Well, like I said, I mean, in the places where it's 24 hours of dark basically in the winter. So you can't go out and do anything, even if you wanted to do it in the dark. You're stuck in your fucking house because there's fucking 17 feet of snow outside.
KB said there's no bars in Alaska really. Their main strip club is called the Alaskan Bush Club because the native women are all natural. That sounds nice though. All natural.
There's plenty of bars. See, I watch fucking Gold Rush and all these things. There's bars and stuff like that in the cities and everything like that in the towns. They have every town in America has a bar. I know. It's not just one thing in Alaska. The fucking city of Juneau and stuff, the capital of Alaska, is actually a good-sized city and everything. You know what I mean? Doesn't have. I don't think it has 100,000 people though, but it's a good-sized city, so it probably has several bars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Shit, in most shows, when you watch shows about fucking Alaska, that people are at a bar. Or they're in their fucking house because it's fucking 17 feet of snow outside. Well, it's too snowy outside to take my snowmobile down to the bottom today, so I'm just drinking at home. Might kill my wife later. I don't know.
And you're right, so if you funk out the Bush Club does sound
Yeah,
like fun.
it sounds like a good place to go.
Oh, El Natural, hell yeah. The best strip clubs I've ever been to were in the South, though. Sorry. Strip clubs up here, I don't even go to strip clubs anymore. It's been years, but the ones up here have nothing on strip clubs in the South. Atlanta, Miami. Good Lord.
Yeah, see, it's per capita, John aside. Thank you for looking that up.
Yeah, we can go look for a Yeti or whatever. What would it be? What's the white version of Bigfoot? Isn't there a white one that's
Yeah, the Yeti.
Yeti, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we go look for a Yeti up there.
There you go. Do some investigating. I'm sure there's some paranormal stuff there, right? I saw 40 Days and 40 Nights? Is that movie?
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett, I think his name is, and shit, the vampire type shit. Or whatever the fuck they were. That shit seemed real believable though. Like you watch some movies, that shit seemed kind of plausible. Like I was like, this looks like it might happen.
Well, Alaska's another good place. I mean, that's a place I would go to fuck if I was going to be a serial killer or something like that. You go to a place where there's not a lot of people around. Nobody's going to really fucking notice and remember or whatever and shit. And you know what I mean? It's easy to take people out, you know.
I guess I've never looked at Alaska like that. Like that's never been in my mind. Like it's not something. Yeah, I go to Alaska because that's what. Yeah, no.
But you know, there's not a lot of witnesses around and stuff. You know, cities around. You know.
Can you get good weed in Alaska? Is the
Oh
question.
yeah, it's been legal there for a long time. Yeah, recreational and medical. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You can
Okay.
grow it and stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's all grown indoors and stuff.
I was
Unless
gonna
it's
say,
like
yeah.
autos, they grow autos in the summertime. People probably grow autos and stuff, or do a light depth situation because they got to shut the short growing season.
Thank you, Jonathan. 30 Days of Night. Spoiler alert, he dies in the end. Sorry if you haven't seen the movie, you should have seen it by now.
Yeah, Vermont, Maine, Idaho, something like that. You know, in the middle of nowhere, you can just pull up and just kill some people and be gone, and nobody would even know you were there.
Shit, Arizona, New Mexico,
Yeah.
fucking all any place where there's a desert and shit. Yeah, you can do the same shit.
I'd try
Cali.
if I was to be a serial killer. I'd try and kill somebody in all 50 states. You know what I mean?
Can we not even? I want to be a serial savior. Can I save somebody in all 50 states? Jesus. I'm just saying, like.
Or you could be like the Dexter, you know.
No, I never watch
Kill bad
Dexter.
people.
Seen that yet?
I've never watched. I don't watch shit like that.
Shit's good.
I don't like
Yeah.
serial killer shit, man. That shit. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
It's a good take on it. I liked it. It's interesting.
I know
you
he
what
was
I
a
mean?
serial killer who killed serial killers, but
Well,
yeah.
he didn't kill. He killed people that did real
Yeah,
bad things to
or
people
whatever,
that
yeah.
should deserve to be die
Mhm.
and everything like that. You know what I mean? But because of the justice system and shit like that, you know. But yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't like shit like that. It's just not something I
I'm not
watch.
saying I'd really go. I'm just saying, as per the conversation and stuff, you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, you're a serial killer. Well, how many people would you want to kill and shit? You know?
Genocide people, everybody in Texas ain't gonna shoot you either. Everybody ain't
Some
that
of the
quick on
highest
draw.
fucking. If you look up the most kills for serial killers and stuff through history, known serial killers, some of the most kills were by women. Women got fucking some, especially back in like the 1600s and the 1700s. There's some crazy women fucking killing hundreds and hundreds of people, slicing dudes up.
Slicing and dicing.
This is a theory that Jack the Ripper wasn't actually Jack the Ripper.
It could have been Jill the Ripper.
Yeah,
Bum bum bum.
Jackie the Ripper.
Anything's possible.
Could have.
Anything was possible.
Anything's possible.
I'm just looking at the chat.
I never actually finished watching all of Dexter and stuff. I don't remember which season. I probably was maybe the last 2 seasons. I don't know. I don't remember how many there were. I only watched some of them, and then I stopped watching. I didn't really watch a lot of TV at that time.
Stalin killed millions. There's a whole lot of people who killed millions of people back in those days.
Yeah, but those are different type. They're not.
Yeah.
Those aren't serial killers. They're what the fuck are they called?
There's a name for him. I can't think of it either.
I forgot what the fuck they call those fucking Hitler and Stalin and those fucking people.
Not dictators, but there's a name for people. Like
What they
genocide. Because it's genocide.
it's
that they
genocide,
commit,
but I forgot what they call it. There's an actual name for the people because they're on a separate list from fucking serial killers. People who killed the most people are responsible because they didn't actually kill all those people, but they were, you know what I mean. Genocidal maniacs. That sounds like it could be right. Yeah, I think that's it. Genocidal maniacs. That's another list where there's people that have killed. They're responsible for the death of millions of people, and there's no way for them to actually tell how many people because a lot of those people were killed by them. They actually would do the killing and stuff themselves for some cases. You know what I mean? That's why people are so afraid and listen to them and like kill these people because if you didn't, he was gonna kill you. You know what I mean?
Yep. You mean Vlad?
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. Yeah,
yeah.
Vlad the Impaler was a fucking.
You
like
mean
that.
Count Dracula?
That dude over fucking. Yeah, I can't remember all their names and shit. But this is some serial killers that killed. I think the high is like 1,000. He's killed 1,000 people. Serial killer.
That's a lot of fucking
I have
people.
to fucking look it up now. We've done it. We've done shows on the serial killers and shit. I can't, you know what I mean, remember all the fucking exact stats and shit on it. Different between all these different killers and shit and everything and.
Sick
Guy that
motherfuckers.
drowns people in the Charles River.
What'd you say?
That one guy that drowns like guys in the Charles River.
Well, it's not even just the Charles River. It's body of water. It's body of waters around here. Because the Charles River, they found people in the harbor, but it's just these people who just like they'll leave a bar or something like that and go missing, and all of a sudden they'll find them in a body of water around here. So they think there's a serial killer here, but they haven't confirmed it. Because it all could just be just
but
dumb,
then
drunk
also
fucking
because
people.
they're dumb and drunk and
Right.
they don't realize where the fuck they are and what the fuck they're doing. You don't want to just go swimming in the Charles. There's areas where they're actually going to make you can swim in the Charles, but there's areas in the Charles where you can't go in the Charles because you'll just get taken away by the current and you're drunk and shit. You know what I mean?
Or fall into the fucking.
Or you just fall because there's
the
actually
harbor.
there's no actual fucking wall there or anything keeping you from the water and stuff. So you're sitting there and you're like, so you're over in the harbor and shit, and you're looking down. You can see the jellyfish and stuff even at night and stuff because it's lit,
Ooh.
all the lights and stuff. And you look, jellyfish. Let me get a picture for my Facebook.
Oop, I
Oh
dropped my
shit,
phone.
my phone. Oh fuck. Oh.
Gotta get my phone. I
So-
can't leave my phone in the water because of the
Comes back to
jellyfish.
that, but it's possible that there could be a serial killer around here because
Anything's possible.
you never know. There's no actual evidence. It's only suspicion.
They
of
wouldn't tell
what
us so
happened
anyways.
and whatever. Because it's not just it's there's other females. If it's happened, females have disappeared and they end up in the water and stuff. And maybe it's just somebody likes drowning people in the water or is drunk. Then who knows?
Or maybe it's the water
Who
calling
knows why these
them.
people do this shit?
The water might be calling them, telling them to come to them. Come to me. Come to the water. Anything's possible.
As much as it's nice to fucking Think about some of these motherfuckers being killed and stuff like that. I could never, kill somebody no matter how much I didn't like them and stuff. How these people do it, it's just fucking crazy.
Well, they usually start young. They say they start killing animals and stuff and work their way up. But yeah, fuck it. Nope, I'm good. I'd rather go save some people. I don't want to hurt nobody. You have
Yeah,
one?
this serial. That's the thing. It's like and I've read studies and stuff, and they're still not really sure exactly. They think there's a little part of the brain in there that has damage and stuff. And a lot of these serial killers they found when they've done brain scans and shit on them, and it's so they're not really sure what exactly it is, and they usually lack, empathy and all these other emotions that people don't act, and they think it's because that little area of the brain is where these emotions come from and stuff in most of these cases and shit like that. So who the fuck knows, you know what I mean? It's crazy, and how people can go and just fucking kill. It's just so, especially it's just ridiculous. Some of these things like fucking like the Crusades and stuff, all these people dying for fucking religion and shit, and and all these stupid reasons why all these millions and millions of people died because these fucking people believe such stupid fucking shit.
And they wanted everybody else to believe.
My sky god is better than your sky god, so I'm gonna kill all you people because you don't believe in my sky god. Right, that makes a lot of sense. Round of applause for these fucking geniuses. Really, what's the fucking rationality behind that? Like, how the fuck did they come to that? People's brains gotta be seriously broken for that. And, science, thankfully, is showing that there's reasons, for whatever reason, one of these kids were dropped on their heads as kids, or had some kind of injury or something. Something happened before they were born. Whatever, they're not sure why this damage happens, because there's been a study, because there's a lot of serial killers that are actually in jail. And there's people, they've actually studied these people, and they've done these brain scans and these tests on them, and showing them pictures of this and showing them stuff like that. It's pretty fucking crazy shit, and there's a lot of data saying, and it's because of that little, I forgot what area they call the brain and stuff, when they say your emotion and that stuff, and it's like it's shut off on them. They can act like it, and they can put on a whole thing and shit. That's why some serial killers, they got like whole families and stuff, wife and kid at home, out picking up fucking boys and killing them and hiding them in your basement and shit. John Wayne Gacy and shit like that. Let me dress up like a clown and kill some people. Hide them in my basement. Nobody knew for the longest fucking time. They started to get their suspicions because the dude's like, wow, nobody fucking has a clue that I'm killing people and keeping them in my basement.
So they start
But
smelling
they started to smell him. He started to get sloppy, and they fucking caught him. But why the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I could see, okay, you have no empathy or whatever and just kill somebody, but then why do you want to do some of the shit that they do to these people when they kill them, or why is it only certain people they want to kill? Like, I want to kill blonde people with blue eyes, or fucking brown people, brown-haired people with brown eyes or green eyes. You know what I mean? I'm just going to kill hippies.
Some killed ladies of the night. Different things.
All different kinds of shit, you know what I mean? And there's been women serial killers, too.
Yeah, Charlize Theron played I forget the chick's name that she
got
played in the
Monster.
movie. Yeah.
I forgot the fucking, what's the lady's name?
Arlene. Is it Arlene something?
I think that sounds something close to that or whatever. And she was a fucking, and she tried to say that it was, she was defending herself and shit, but they're like, no, you are not. You are one crazy fucking bitch.
Bitch, you crazy.
Because there are cases where that women of the night and everything like that, they do have to defend themselves off from people like that, and they end up killing them and stuff like that. But this, yeah, Eileen Wuornos, that's what her name was. Yeah, she's a piece of work there. So they're trying to figure out why it is that, okay, you lack those fucking emotions and that fucking switch that says, nope, this is not right. It's not okay to kill these people. You're not supposed to feel good killing these people and everything like that, but they don't know why they do it the way they do it and shit.
So you think Gacy was gay and trying to hide it? That's an extreme way to try to hide something, I guess. I don't know if there's any justification for...
Gacy's thing was way beyond him just trying to hide the fact that he was gay and stuff. Same thing with, what's the dude that ate him there?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff like that. it wasn't because he was gay and stuff. He used that to his advantage and everything in those situations, and that's what Gacy did in his situation and stuff. But it was more than he was just trying to hide that he was gay and everything. It was that was his kick of the being gay and everything like that, because he was fucked up before he fucking, from a kid, beyond that and everything like that. So he was, that's the thing, there's a pattern to this. In the most cases you can see it from childhood on up, that these people went through whatever, and you know what I mean, never fully recovered something, whatever, or they were, in some cases, were born that way, and just they do crazy shit their whole entire lives in most cases and stuff. When you go back and you look at it, and you're like, oh my god, now that I think about it, he did look like he would lock a lot of people up in his basement when we were younger.
But the neighbors always say, but he was such a quiet boy. He never bothered me. He sometimes helped me with my garbage.
He just sat on the porch. Yeah, he'd come over here and help us out.
His house
then
did
one
smell
day,
a little funny.
he just snapped.
He
We
didn't
don't
have the
know.
best hygiene in his house. I mean, I thought he had a lot of cats or something. I just kept smelling this smell. I thought he had a lot of animals or something in there. But turns out it was people. We never thought that. Never. That's my favorite, though. They always go talk to the neighbors. The neighbors never have anything bad to say.
There's a lot of killers everywhere. Serial and just people just, Some people just snap, but those people, they feel remorse. Even some mass killers and stuff, they feel remorse. They're like, oh shit, I fucking snapped for a second there. I feel bad about it. But serial killers, they're like, nope. Fuck, Whatever their reasons are.
You don't say, nah, I don't know nothing about that, man. I don't want to hurt nobody.
That's crazy when you get two fucking serial killers that team up together. How the fuck, what are the odds of that shit happening? Two crazy fucks, they're like, oh, you like killing people? I like killing people. Let's kill some people together. With the Chow Zing and the other dude there in fucking California. What the fuck was this fucking, it was Chow Zing and I can't remember the other guy's name. And they killed a bunch of people.
The DC snipers?
Yeah, the DC sniper people
Boy
there
Melvin,
and stuff.
I forget the other guy's
I
name.
forget there's a few fucking sidekicks there. Bonnie and Clyde, but were they serial killers or were they just mass murderers?
What about Thelma and Louise? No. I was joking. Calm down. But yeah, then you get a partner, someone else who got the same fucking taste.
Yeah, see, that's not all psychopaths are killers. There's difference, you know what I mean? Psychopaths aren't all who's gonna kill. There still can be psychopaths. It doesn't mean they're gonna kill people and stuff. But then again, some might try it once and they're like, nah, I don't really like this killing shit, but I'm still fucking crazy. I'll still fucking beat you within an inch of your life and shit.
And Tim Powell, I don't think that it's even that people are worse nowadays. I think there's just a lot more people.
No, because if you look at the list of serial killers and stuff and genocidal fucking maniacs and stuff throughout history, this shit goes back since the beginning of time. People have been fucking killing each other. It's just a part, unfortunately, it's a part of human nature. Again, since we were fucking caveman, whatever, and we were like, oh, fuck you. Beat you with my fucking thing. You ain't having none of my fucking brontosaurus burger.
No way, my brother. You got to get your
Looking
own.
at my fucking cave woman. Fuck you.
I clubbed that bitch. She's mine.
Social media and the news and shit.
Well, yeah, they glorify it too, though. I mean, you got to remember now you have movies, books, everything that glorifies serial killers.
But tribes are just massive. This king's like, I don't like that tribe. Go there and fucking kill them all.
Video games,
Everything. Now it's just, because nowadays we're in the age of information. You have all this information. It's in everything. It's in your face because it's entertaining to people and stuff to do this stuff. That's how you can kill people without actually killing people or whatever and shit. Or it's a game. It's fun to go around and do shit. It's part of life killing people sometimes when you're a bad guy.
Hey, you can get head on Grand Theft Auto.
Maybe you're a good guy and you're killing the bad guys in the games. It's all different situations, movies, whatever and stuff. But people have wild imaginations and sometimes they take it too far. They're like, oh, I'm writing these books. Let me actually go out and kill some of these people.
Or somebody
Whatever
reads
the
their
fuck
book
it
and
is,
says,
you know what I mean?
Let me try that.
Again, it comes down to we don't know exactly. That's one thing. It's really how do we unlock this human mind and why the fuck do we do things that we do? I mean, all of us, everybody here watching and listening and everybody here in this room probably has some weird, strange fucking habits that people be like, why the fuck do you do that? And then you probably even maybe sometimes be like, why the fuck do I even do this? But fuck it, I like doing it, so I'm gonna keep on fucking doing it. Whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? It might be you like to eat the fucking marshmallows in your cereal a certain way every fucking time because you just like doing it. You don't know why. You just like doing it. You're not fucking OCD about other shit and stuff like that, like opening the doors and fucking knocking and other. But you know, you like to eat your marshmallows and shit a certain way, whatever it is, whatever the fuck it might be. You might like to count the steps when you go up and down stairs, but only ones that are blue. You don't know why. Nobody else knows why. People can be like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck knows?"
Because the other ones are hot. You don't want to touch them. They're lava. The blue
Who
ones
the
aren't
fuck knows
lava.
what you weird, strange little fucking things that you do that some people might look and see it all the time and be like, "Oh, well, what?" But whatever, that's what they want to do. Some people might not know about these things. Why the fuck we're doing it, we don't fucking know. Just like, why the fuck are people going around killing people? That's fucking way beyond. I mean, you know what I mean?
It's all about perspective. I don't do anything weird. Everything's normal. Except the red stairs are lava. Okay? Don't touch the red stairs. You don't walk up red stairs, do you?
Oh no, I use the wall.
Yeah, they're lava. The Spider-Man it, man. Just walk across the wall. My last name is Webb. Feel me?
This is parkour on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Peter Parker parkour on it.
Victor says we need to evolve. I mean, yeah. Maybe we'll ascend. Maybe we all can ascend and we'll be better, right?
Get ready, we'll do this last blunt here.
That's what it is. We got to ascend. Once we ascend, we'll evolve, right? Isn't that what's supposed to happen? The cosmic goo's coming.
I've ascended a few times.
We'll be in 5D.
Usually if I'm drinking, I end up on my ass end. That's why I don't drink. And I could drink a lot and stuff, you know what I mean? It takes a lot to me to end up on my ass end, but it's usually a drinking that will put me on my ass end.
I used to drink a lot. I still drink a lot. I just don't like to drink.
But then again, you know, I come home from work every day, I put my ass end on the couch. You know? Unless I gotta take a shit, I put my ass end on the toilet.
So you're ascending.
You know what I mean? After the show, I'm gonna ass end to the bathroom. I'm gonna release the demons.
They gotta go. I'm gonna exercise the demons.
You know, it comes back to why do people believe the crazy shit they fucking believe? Stupid shit when there's fucking actual factual evidence that this shit is not real. This shit is not true. Don't know. What's wrong up there? Was it they weren't taught how to think when they were kids? Is there something not working? Is there some kind of a fucking, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out. You know what I mean?
And you gotta wonder about these motherfuckers telling some of these stories too. I'm a super secret space warrior who's been age regressed and been throughout time and been to other planets and dimensions.
I was kidnapped by the good guys.
Yeah.
Anybody ever heard the good guys kidnapping anybody? No, the good guys recruit people.
Right.
They come to you to say, hey,
You're special.
we're with the Secret Space Force. We think you're kind of special. We would like you to come work with us. Get to go travel around the fucking world and around the galaxy. What do you think about that? No, they don't show up in a fucking van and put a fucking bag over your head and throw you inside and take off, and next thing you know, you're in fucking outer space, being told you're a fucking special empath.
The final frontier. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree. Great working bars all those years. If
That's
people
why it's
smoke
great
weed,
that they are opening up weed fucking places where you can go and smoke weed and everything like that, and doing that, and more people are. A lot of people aren't drinking as much. They're smoking more. You know what I mean? They're switching from drinking and smoking weed and everything. You know. Just imagine if alcohol was fucking, if alcohol disappeared and shit, how many, made illegal like fucking weed was a long time ago and kept illegal and everything like that. How many fucking children would have grown up with a fucking father and everything like that and a happier childhood? Just think about that. If they fucking made the alcohol illegal and weed was legal this whole fucking time, would have saved a lot of fucking problems with a lot of shit.
A Lots of child abuse in the SSP testimonials too, and dissociative ID.
I say that all the time. That's my opinion and a lot of people's opinion. Super V Fun Cat. It's a lot of dissociative ID diagnosis. I would say that exact shit. That's what I'm saying. This stuff when they talk about some of these stories and stuff like that. Oh, I was kidnapped and I was in space when I was a kid. Really? What was really fucking going on there? You know what I mean? That's something where I'd be like, you know, if I was his real friends and family and stuff, and he was talking about that, I'd be like,
show me on the alien doll.
Yeah, exactly. What happened with you and Uncle Frank? It's some of these things. It's very, very questionable of these things. Not even just child abuse. It could be abuse in the adulthood. Some of these people that talk about what this stuff happened as an adult and everything.
Something going on. Some of them motherfuckers ain't right.
Like I said, I've told the story before. I have a friend. We don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened. He might know, but he might, you know. He was supposed to meet us. He was coming to meet us. And this was in the afternoon. It was in the daytime. It wasn't even at nighttime. Okay? Took him 20 minutes the most to walk from his house to where we were. Never made it. Hours later, I'm like, where the fuck is this dude at? Shit. We went up, did our own shit. We're like, what? Fucking find out. Dude wakes up in his house, in his fucking laundry room, washing his clothes, and he's like, supposedly doesn't remember how they got there and what happened to him, and he's got a black eye. Mom took him to the hospital and shit, and they're like, oh, whatever, I don't know what they did in the hospital. He just said he went to the hospital and shit like that, but usually in certain situations they check for certain things. I don't know, maybe they just check for a concussion and stuff, but, you know, and he's like, maybe I got abducted by aliens and shit. That's what he always said after that. Maybe I got abducted by aliens and shit, but nobody knows what happened. He just remembers I was going underneath the bridge by the mall. And this is a main bridge that has a fucking it's just a train track bridge that goes over. It's a main road, lots of people, lots of shit around. He's like, I was just past the bridge. I was right by the light there, and that's the last thing I remember. And next thing I know, I got a black eye, and I'm standing here and I'm taking my clothes out of the washing machine. Like he went home and washed his clothes and didn't remember washing his clothes, and he was already taken. They were clean clothes coming out, and he was going to put them in the dryer.
Sounds like he was.
And this was a few hours after he had left, and like he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" His mom comes home and takes him to the hospital after that. So I've always questioned, like, what the fuck happened to that? What, you know what I mean? What is there some more to that story? Does he not remember the story? What, you know what I mean? There's a almost a 2 maybe 3 hour chunk of time missing in that story. I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes for your washing machine. So you got home, you know what I mean? He was about 10 minutes from his house. He was halfway between. So that's like 30 minutes maybe. Okay, what's the other 2.5 hours of that time go? What happened there? But he did like to talk a lot of shit, and we did get a lot of fights back then. So maybe he was at the light and somebody fucking said something to him or whatever, and he was like, fuck you, and they got out of the car, and he got his ass kicked that time. Could have happened. I don't know. But when you start saying maybe I fucking got abducted by aliens, that's a little bit different. You know, I would have been like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I saw somebody at the fucking red light and I got my ass kicked. I don't know. They didn't like me being on my skateboard and shit, because this was my skateboard and wasn't cool, but it was cool, you know. I mean, people still were like, fuck you, skateboarders. And I'm like, everybody's skateboarding. What the fuck is your problem, dickhead? Whatever, who knows? But yeah, we did get in a lot of fights and shit. And he, you know what I mean? Normally he would. I give him this. He knocked a lot of fucking people out. And you just one hit usually. A lot of times, this dude at the gas station fucking said something one time. The dude comes running, it comes walking over to him like he's gonna hit him. It's like, bam! Dude just drops and fucking hits is leaning up against the gas fucking pump and shit. We can't even get gas. We gotta get in the car and run and fucking leave.
Gotta go.
Another time we're in the woods smoking and shit. Some guy's like, you can't be smoking. He didn't even say nothing. Just walked over and hit the guy in the fucking face. The dude falls down. We're like, dude, now we gotta go somewhere else and smoke.
You fucked up a smoking spot. Can you stop knocking people out, kid? You have no place to fucking smoke. Maybe he was abducted by aliens. Bum, bum, bum.
I was smoking in Boston, and this cop came up to us and goes, you know, I really wish I could hit that. Can you please put it up?
Hey, at least he was honest.
Brad Gray, I know he probably knows what happened. I don't know, but as far as to this day, he's like, I still don't know, man. I just woke up. Maybe it was aliens or something. I don't know what happened, but whatever. But a lot of these fucking military abductions and shit like that, and fucking stories, and these people talking about they were abducted into these fucking secret programs. You don't get abducted into secret programs. If you got abducted into a secret program, that's not good. That's not a good thing.
That's illegal to kidnap.
It's illegal to kidnap you, and what they're doing to you is very illegal. You're part of an experiment. It's not a good one. It's a mindfuck experiment. That could have happened. Maybe they did fucking kidnap, the government kidnapped fucking Corey Good, and they fucking brainwashed him and fucking thinking he's fucking all this shit to fucking put it out there. It's fucking misinformation or some shit. Who the fuck knows? I don't fucking know. I ain't got no evidence to that. I have a lot of evidence that he's full of fucking shit.
I have a lot of evidence that he's watched the same fucking sci-fi movies.
He's in all this other shit and can make up these stories, but then there's, again, it's highly plausible. When you make up stories about being kidnapped by aliens and stuff like that, you usually hide in something else. There's some suppressed issues and things going on there.
Anything's possible.
From a psychological point of view.
They ain't kidnapped that dude and did shit to him. That motherfucker's just weird.
None of these people got kidnapped or anything like that and fucking abducted by aliens and shit. It's all fucking... Again, it all comes down to... It all comes down to, in the most cases, it's a lot of psychological disorders or something happened to these people, and that's how they do it. I'm telling you, a lot of these UFO abduction stories by guys saying, I'm fucking late, honey, because I got abducted by a UFO and shit, is because they were out fucking somebody else, and that's literally their excuse that they use. That's the only thing. They're like, fuck, she's never going to believe why I'm this fucking late.
Elizabeth, I was on my way home. All of a sudden, there was this bright light. It was blue. They came to talk to me. They had a message for me. Yeah, I know my... Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's on the back of my underwear on the back there. Don't worry about that. But, yeah, so that's why I'm late, honey, okay? Don't worry about it.
They smelled like They smelled like cologne and perfume.
Yeah, and liquor and cocaine.
That's what this powder is.
And spooky. It's more than Stargate SG-1, Buck Rogers, and the 25th, with the 21st.
Oh, there's so much stuff tied into his stuff.
All that old
Literally,
school sci-fi shit.
He probably had. I know he's got like fucking screenplays and stories and stuff like that. I used to have stories and stuff, and I could write one. I could sit down and write up a whole crazy ass story and shit, and put it out there, and people would fucking believe it.
You know what's crazy?
All based off of movies and shit that I've seen since I was fucking born.
But what did you do? Like the same thing with I have scripts that actually registered with the Screen Actors Guild East. But they're scripts that are actually there and registered, not some shit me trying to sell you at some fucking convention or here on YouTube and shit.
Exactly. But I'm saying we could make up a story based off of all the stuff we've seen in a lot of this sci-fi stuff, and people would fucking believe it. And the other thing is with sci-fi, we talk about it too, is people are like, oh, well, these people wrote sci-fi books in 1930 and all that stuff is coming true now. It's because people read that shit in 1930 and they're like, fuck, I want to see if I can make this happen. They didn't make it happen, but their grandkids did, or somebody who knew them fucking came along and continued their work or something. Or somebody later on read these books and they're like, fuck, I want to talk on a phone with no wires.
You know what people have made? Lightsabers. There's actually people have made lightsabers.
Yeah, making lightsabers, but they're not actual, like... They come on, but they're actually a light and cuts through shit.
And eventually somebody may come up with one just like the one you saw in Star Wars.
No, it's
because
impossible. Physics is not. It's not.
But they'll get the alien
Did you
technology.
know Hakeem even said it? It's the physics that
Hakeem
there has to be something that stops the light beam from going. A light beam can't just go.
Hello, unobtainium, element 115.
But it would have to.
Up there,
it would have to push it and just stop it at a certain point. It would have to. The light would have to be encased in something. It can't be a lightsaber. You can't light just. It would just be a light beam that goes forever. There's no way around that. It's the laws of the universe.
Shit, if you look at the Jetsons.
I mean, maybe when you ascend into higher dimensions, it will be possible.
When I'm in the 5D, I'll be able to have a lightsaber and a Millennium Falcon. and they'll both work in my hyperspace.
You're gonna get one of those double-headed lightsabers in the 5D.
No, mine's is gonna be triple-headed. It's going to do, yeah. In fact, I'm gonna have nunchuck lightsabers. In fact, okay, that's how cool my lightsabers are gonna be.
Damn,
That's right. Fuck around.
don't cut yourself.
I won't. I'll be a master Jedi.
So yes, unfortunately, all you sci-fi fans out there will never be lightsabers. There are some things in sci-fi it's why it's sci-fi and it's never gonna be real. But then there's other things that, yes, it's highly plausible. These things could be real. It could be real if you go and you just sit down in your fucking workshop and you make it real or whatever, or you have a company and do whatever. So that's just what it all comes down to.
I traveled at light speed.
Tim Powell, great question, because most people just assume, because you hear the stuff we're talking about the majority of the time is all this stuff's not true. Yes, we believe in all that stuff. I believe in that there's life on other planets, there's aliens on other planets. There's no way that we are the only things in the universe. The only thing that I don't believe and that there is no evidence for is that there is alien life coming here to this planet or has ever come to this planet. The fucking universe is so fucking massive. You can't even wrap your head around it. And the Earth is a tiny, tiny speck of dust in that giant fucking universe. To think that all these... I mean, I see these fucking... the same people... Because I got a follow tag, see what people are doing. The same picture all the time comes up. And it's the picture, and there's like fucking 60 different fucking styles of UFOs. And I'm like, seriously? You seriously think all these different... Like, I mean, is it the same type of alien, and they're like us, they get a new model UFO every year or whatever, comes out, so that's why there's different models, and it's progressed, and they're kind of shaped like, you know what I mean? UFOs back in the day were like fucking... from the 50s and stuff like that, were styled like UFOs, and the decorations of the 50s. They were styled after that styling. And as they grew, the 60s, 70s, they changed the progression. And now the UFOs, you look, they're nice, they're sleek, they're all like...
They're fast as
they're
fuck.
faster and shit. They got these super anti-gravity fucking drives.
They can do anything.
You know what I mean? As our technology has progressed, the technology of the aliens' crafts that are coming here and people are seeing has progressed. Hello. So yes, Tim, there's definitely life out there on other planets somewhere far, far, far away from here. Anywhere near here, there's no sign of it, nothing. There's no sign of anything. There could be something maybe in the next solar system over. They're just not able to get here. We're not able, whatever. Somewhere, a couple light years away, who knows? But there's no sign, no evidence that there's anything from anywhere outside of this fucking solar system coming here. And everything else in the solar system is us coming back here. Or some rocks and shit like that. But no life forms. There's no actual aliens intelligent. But yes, there has to be. There's no way. The numbers don't lie. When you do the math, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
but
right.
when you do the math on the probability of all these aliens, or even just one alien race finding Earth and coming here, that math and the number is fucking staggering. It's fucking 1 in like fucking trillion, fucking billion, quadrillion, fucking, you know what I mean? It's fucking huge when you do the math and you figure out, okay, all this shit. It's just ridiculous. The odds of aliens actually stumbling upon Earth and coming here and actually landing and everything like that. So,
And the stories that these motherfuckers are telling, I guess. It all sounds good.
we can't see or hear the UFOs, Brad Gray, except for when we see and hear the UFOs, but then nobody else could see them. It was invisible it was there and then it went invisible. Or it's just always these excuses and all this stupid stuff. And it had anti-blurring tech. It didn't want to say, wanted to think it was a cloud. It's really, no, it's not a hot air balloon. It's a UFO. It was cloaked. It's just always stuff like that, And, there's a chance that maybe ghosts are plausible, but right now there's no evidence to support that there's ghosts. Bigfoot could have been a possibility, maybe. He could possibly, maybe there could be some species like that, a few surviving maybe out there that we haven't stumbled across yet, but but I think there was a species of people, humans at one point, that were a little bit bigger and stuff. Because of square cube law, we know that there can't be bipedal creatures, human-like creatures like that get too big. They can't really get too big, and they're not going to be all that functioning and stuff like that. They'd have to be more monkey-like. So all this stuff, a lot of the stuff, it's plausible, but it's not really happening. You know what I mean? There's no really a secret fucking space force, and people are getting abducted and anything like that.
There's not.
Yes, there are different. Science is even saying they're up to 11 dimensions, but it's not. It's not like what people think there is. We're gonna ascend to a higher dimension. You don't know that the higher dimension, if it's up or down, or the different. It's complicated to explain and shit. It doesn't fucking work like that. We're in, where all the dimensions are all together right here, right now, and everything like that. But because we are 3D and we can only see 2D, we can't grasp and see those things in those dimensions and stuff, and those small, and it's on smaller scale and everything like that. How it works, it's fucking crazy when you start getting into all the quantum fucking physics and all this shit and mechanics and all this fucking stuff. Which we don't have time to talk about all that shit on all these shows and everything. There's lots of books out there that y'all can read and everything like that and find out about this shit. You know what I mean? Which is all real stuff. It's not pseudoscience. So yeah, there's definitely, and again, like I said earlier in the show, I don't know if you're here, Tim Powell. It's more plausible and more likely that aliens will either find alien life on another planet or detect actual. No, there's fucking alien life. There's intelligent life out there, or intelligent life will show up here in the next 2,000 years before Jesus will come back. That will be 4,000 years for Jesus and 2,000 years for all these new age wackadoo fuckers that have come up in the last 20, 30 years thinking they're going to ascend the fuck up out of here to higher dimensions. It's more likely that we'll find alien life, know that for certain that we are not alone in this universe. I mean, the math is there that we're not alone in this galaxy. You know what I mean? There's got to be another solar system within, our galactic neighborhood that we live in that is possible that they have some type of intelligent life form. How advanced they are to us or not advanced, you know what I mean? But we're not advanced enough to detect them. And if they're there, they don't know we're here yet either. And that's what's fucked up about all this fucking stupid shit. And all people, they see a UFO. There's UFOs there. There's stuff it's hard to identify. Is that a bird? Is it a plane? Is it fucking Superman? It's real hard to tell when things are moving from the sky unless you got equipment and everything like that. But they jump to the first letter of the alphabet and they're like, aliens! It's an alien. That's a UFO. That's an alien spacecraft. It's not a UFO then. If you've identified it as an alien spacecraft, it's no longer a UFO.
We can't do that.
If you know it's an alien spacecraft for certain, it's identified then. It's no longer a UFO. And nobody can say for certain that's happened. And there's no evidence. Even that New York Times article, they made the correction. The people that were saying they have this evidence are not actual fucking people from the government, or they're fucking, you know what I mean? They're lunatics that may have had some work with the government. But it's nothing, you know what I mean? The government's even like, no, that's why he doesn't work here anymore and stuff. And then other people are like, well, yeah, I mean, that guy talks about that stuff, but yeah, no. You know what I mean? And the government does keep stuff from us and everything like that, but it's really going to be hard to hide all that stuff and everything. It's really, you know what I mean? Especially with other countries and shit like that. There's no. Just think about it.
Cameras, all this stuff that people can record with and stuff, and you always get grainy videos or one person. You'll hear 30 people there, but only one person's recording, and just stupid shit like that. Like it doesn't make sense.
I've seen a fight break out.
Or it's one person with one story, and he didn't get his camera out in time, and it's
right, exactly. You see a fight, you see anything, there's be 30 people.
Now I'll give it. There's a lot of strange lights. There's a lot of things out there, but we talk about this almost every week. There are drones. There's fucking all kinds of people with fucking laser lights. There's all kinds of shit that people are doing in the fucking sky now. Do you know what? Have anybody ever seen the Starlink fucking Elon Musk fucking Starlink fucking thing going over? There's fucking like 30 satellites in a row go over and shit like that. People that take fucking pictures of the sky and shit, like the time-lapse fucking pictures and shit, are pissed because it ends up putting these fucking crazy lines right through their fucking pictures and shit. But all this stuff is up there, and people see it all the time. Like, oh my God, it's a UFO invasion and shit. Because they don't know. They don't understand what's going on. And there's been an uptick in unidentified fucking sightings in the last 15 to 20 years, but also look at drone technology has fucking rapidly increased in the last 10 to 15
And all the
fucking
shit
years.
that's
And all
getting
this other
launched
shit.
into space.
Space, all these private space companies launching shit, all these private aero industries. I mean, there's just so much stuff that's up there. And again, I live literally, the airport is right there, but once the planes are over here, fucking, it's hard to tell sometimes. You're like, that a fucking plane? What is that over there? In the middle of the fucking daytime. You're like, whoa, what is that? But I know it's an airplane because I just watched it take off over there. But because it's over there at this different angle and everything, and it's further the fuck away now, I'm like, what the fuck is that over there? Is that a bird? Is that a plane? It's fucking Superman again!
Looking for a telephone booth to change. I mean, I don't even know if it doesn't want us to understand. I think it's just something that we can't understand everything that's up there. You know, they're doing different things, and they're well advanced in stuff that they're not showing us. They're showing us what they want to show us, but they're still working on stuff better than that stuff. So,
Yeah, it's the same thing. How long was the stealth bomber fucking in development? For 25 years before they fucking, and people were talking about it for almost 10 years before they were finally like, yeah, we got this fucking top secret technology. Nobody else in the fucking world has it. Does all this crazy shit. Yeah, our government has crazy ass planes. I'm sure China does. I'm sure fucking North Korea, Russia, a lot of countries and a lot of militaries have some crazy ass fucking planes that nobody knows about, and drones and shit. We're not only the only country with drone technology and shit. There's news reports and stuff all the time. We bust fucking Russian fucking flying drones and shit, fucking too close to Alaska and shit, or too close to fucking Hawaii, or whatever the fucking case may be. People call in, oh, that's fucking aliens at first. No, it's a fucking drone from Russia flying a little too close to our fucking airspace and shit right now. We'll send up the fucking F-14s.
go check it out, guys. Get to
And
work.
then that fucking Russian drone fucking turns its ass back to Russia. I mean, there's probably, again, that's a lot of this shit that's going super fast. It's probably like a fucking Chinese fucking drone or some shit like that, or a Russian drone fucking just, boom. It can go across the fucking whole entire United States in fucking an hour. It's just traveling and just scanning and doing whatever the fuck they're doing because all these fucking people are fucking afraid of everybody else and they want to kill everybody because they're all fucking stupid and crazy. Because we're humans. If fucking aliens fucking knew we're here, they'd be like, yeah, we're just going to skip that. Aliens might have found us and they'd be like, what the fuck? You know, depending on what time in history, no matter what time in history, they fucking look down. They're like, "What the fuck are they doing down there? It's kind of dangerous here. Lock the doors. Roll up. Put the window. Yep,
Keep
windows
going.
up. Keep going." And they just roll on by. They're just gonna
Don't
roll
look
the
left
fuck
or
on
right.
by.
Just look straight ahead.
It's just like the Pepsi commercial where they're like, we're waiting for the sign. And you all got to come together, and everybody comes together, and the aliens show up. That might be when they show up. Maybe might be like that, but it ain't happening.
Do we need a Pepsi though?
Again, if they're gonna be like, whoa, that's a fucking wow, that planet is crazy, because they might have seen a lot of places. They've been like, wow, look at this crazy, beautiful planet. Wow, you guys want to come with us? We're journeying around the galaxies and shit. And they're like, yeah, cool. So there's some aliens on there, and then they're like, woo, what is that? A zoo? The fuck are these people? Wow, we'll come back to these people in a couple of light years and see if they've advanced a little bit.
They're still doing the same shit.
You know, they're like, fuck this place.
It got
So
worse.
that's if they, they ever did get close enough and see what the fuck's going on here. That's what would happen. Peace and love, Wiz.
Who would want to visit Earth? It's like After Earth, that Will Smith movie and shit. When humans are gone and Earth is just like they tell Earthlings don't go, they can just get fucked up. Everything there is made to kill you now. Aliens fly by and look at us like hell no.
I would love to fucking get the fucking dead ass fucking evidence proof, real deal. Fucking there it is, the fucking White House lawn. There's a fucking alien spacecraft. I'd fucking be like, great.
No, I don't want them to land there. Can they land someplace else?
But wherever. I'm just saying, because
no.
like the movies.
I know,
Everybody
but-
thinks they're always going to go to the White House and shit. The aliens came here and signed a treaty with us. What the fuck would they even know what a government is or any of that shit? How the fuck do they know anything that's fucking going on to show up at the White House all the time and all these places? They've been studying and watching and they figured that shit out? Fucking people who live on this planet and do it every day can't even figure that shit out. But these aliens from another planet figured it out.
And then they gave us time to figure them out. They didn't just blow us up.
That's how you can see right through all these fucking stories, because they fucking... like, I saw that movie. That's because it's real.
And they're always the hero.
It's a real story. Me and Elizabeth, we know it's real.
The tree fell in my backyard. It was
And I had a
sign.
vision, and it was a sign from the dreams when I was younger, meditating.
There was the black guy. There was a
that
Bible.
the movie was going to be made, and
some
this is going to be the
Vaseline.
truth.
And soap. And a bathroom scene. They're all prophetic. They all just know the future. But yet they can't tell you shit that's ever on point. Nothing.
Nothing that's actually going to happen. It's always the Vegas things. They're fucking throwing dots, and if they fucking hit the bullseye, it's because they got lucky.
20 and back, I've been age regressed. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, Shane. I'm actually 120 years old, but yeah, something like that, yeah. Because most of the big big UFO stories are from the USA. Well, we got a lot going on here too. It might make sense. I mean, we spend a ton of money on military and everything else, so and people don't know what the fuck they're seeing. And when you debunk this shit, they get mad when you tell them exactly what most of the stuff is. People think that a lot of the orbs that they see during the day, these bright yellow orbs, are nothing but planes reflecting the fucking sun. I've seen tons of over the years of people putting those videos up. You immediately can tell exactly what it is. It's a plane. The sun's up. The plane is metallic. It's reflecting the sun. It's not an orb. It's
like we used to have when we had the website and the emails and stuff, the crazy shit that we used to get fucking sent to us all the fucking time and shit. I got some in the DMs and everything like that, but still, it's fucking ridiculous, the stuff that people, and they don't even, there's so many things that you have to eliminate before you can definitively say that is a UFO. I mean, that or not, know that it's an unidentified flying craft and not what it is. Oh, that's an alien craft. Well, that is a fucking ghost. That is Bigfoot. That is whatever it is. You have to eliminate all these possibilities. I was in my kitchen and all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye over there, I saw the curtain started to move, and then that was it. I think my house is haunted. Was your window open? Yeah, I think so, but it wasn't windy at all. Okay, but the slightest little breeze will move a curtain.
And I didn't move either. I was sitting there still the whole time.
I wasn't even breathing.
Nope, holding my breath.
I had just walked in the door. Oh, do you know that your door, when you close it, creates a pressure of air, and that will move a curtain?
Oh, dude, I've seen that.
No, I'm telling you, my house is really old and it's haunted. I think it's this old lady who used to live here 100 years ago. That's what I saw out of the corner of my eye. What? I thought you just saw something in the curtain move, but now you saw an old lady that lived here 100 years ago?
Hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm a believer.
And Effluent, they have crazy drones. Have you ever seen the military swarm drones and stuff that they
No,
have?
you ever seen fucking Walt Disney fucking do the shows that they do? Fucking firework, fucking crazy ass shows that they do with drones and shit? It's like you're watching TV in the sky. Literally, there's fucking thousands of these little drones, and it looks like they get together. It's like they're making these fucking crazy ass pictures of Mickey Mouse and Minnie and fucking all this shit, and then they look like they blow up in like firework patterns, and they come back together super fucking fast. Go look it up. Go look up Disney's drone fucking things and what that looks like.
There's a lot of countries doing their fireworks displays with drones.
It's fucking insane how fast drones are and shit. And people, there's a hobby drone shop. Actually, it's not there anymore because I don't think this area is good for a hobby drone shop and stuff still. But drone shops where you can go and you can get these crazy ass custom fucking drones built. And if you don't want to have the lights on, if you want to turn the lights off and stuff and put on different lights, you can do whatever you want as long as you're not going to get caught. You know what I mean? You're supposed to follow FAA guidelines and stuff like that. But there's assholes out there that aren't doing that. Like East Shitty Ranch. Because their sightings have gotten better with technology. It used to be some dude up there in a fucking tree waving a flashlight around, or it was on a string at the end of and a flashlight on a string, and the dude's up there like, woo, 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 look at this. And now they fucking send up drones and shit.
They've got technology to make it easier. Most of it's easily explainable if you know what you're looking for. And again, there's not 30, 40 people, even 10 people, 5 people taking pictures and videos, always one person. Grainy video, grainy footage, they're not zooming in on purpose and stuff like that. It's like, you know what that is. Or you know that it's something that can be identified. That's why you're purposely not doing your best to actually capture what you want people to believe is a real UFO. So Disney doesn't gas smells to make you want to buy food.
No, that they don't do gas smells to make you want to buy food. You're actually smelling the food cooking, like
Yeah,
in
'cause
most
there's fucking
situations.
things everywhere.
How are
Yeah.
you gonna? How you know how much gas they would? I mean, you know what I mean. They would just. What gas are you gonna put? There's food everywhere at Disney and shit like that.
I know
That's the
it's-
first I've ever heard that.
Yeah, because when I was at Universal Studios, they were
But
fucking.
no,
yeah.
Disney does do drone fucking displays and shit. Disney actually has crazy fireworks themselves. They have fucking legit. They have copyright. You can't see it anywhere else unless it's a Disney approved show. They actually have fireworks that look like Mickey Mouse and shit like that. When they blow up, it's the shape of fucking Mickey Mouse. They have smiley faces and stuff now, but a lot of that because Disney has their own actual pyrotechnics fucking company right there at fucking Disney. Like fireworks go off at Disney every night.
They're gonna do it big. I haven't been to Disney. I've been to Universal Studios recently. I'll be there again in a couple. But yeah.
No, you won't be. Halloween Horror Nights is canceled.
You sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, might still be going to do what we're doing, just not going there. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, see what happens or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just read that the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios are all canceled.
Damn it.
All the fucking all the spooky world and stuff. None of that's happening.
The kid's gonna be able to trick or treat.
Which I don't know why, because you know you're going to see people in masks. You can wear a mask. You know, just wear. You know,
Yeah.
you're wearing a mask too.
Well, I know there was one country where they were telling
Because
people
the
they had to
long,
wear them on
because they
roller
said the
coasters.
long lines and everything like that, and
Oh yeah, because those lines are fucking crazy.
yeah, so that's why there's none of that. Just that stuff. I mean, you guys wouldn't have to worry. I might even been able to go this year to the thing, but yeah, you don't get a VIP. You don't have to worry about the lines and stuff like that. But still, even going through to get up to that spot and everything, you know, the crowd everywhere at fucking those things. It's ridiculous when you go to those Halloween things. How many people there? And it's like to limit the crowd and everything. There's like no way the numbers work and stuff. Nobody's gonna make money off of it because to fucking do all that shit for fucking 30 days is fucking what goes into it is ridiculous. I know people used to do Spooky World and everything and stuff like that. The fucking stuff that they put into doing all that shit and getting it ready, fucking put it up for 30 days and take it down. It's fucking ridiculous.
When I went to Spooky World, it was at Foxborough. I don't know.
I
what
went to
part
the
of it.
original one. When I used to, I went to it a few times and stuff when it was really fucking, when it was for Foxborough, it sucked. When it was actually like out in the fucking woods and shit like that on a fucking old ass farm, and I forgot what fucking city it was in or what town it was in, dude. It was this fucking small ass town, dude, on this fucking old ass farm, dude. It looked like it would be haunted anyway, and then they
Good
put
old
fucking
days.
haunted houses and shit in it. It was fucking crazy.
They used to have.
And but because of the traffic and all the people and everything in that area in this small little place, that's why they made them move it and shit. And now it jumps around and.
Shit, I remember the first time I ever seen a stealth, one of the fucking bombers go do the flyover for Fenway Park when I lived in Alston back in the day. That shit was crazy. Because I didn't hear that shit till it was right on top of you, and then it just sounded like a fucking, it was an earthquake. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I watched when we went to Vegas one time. We went to the NASCAR race and we got to go. We took a bus from the Strip, and the buses going to the track. They get to cut through the Air Force Base. To get to the track, they don't have to go through all the traffic and all the city and everything and go around the long way and whatever. They're allowed to. I've told this before, and you couldn't take your phone out. If you took your phone out and they knew, they would take you off there, and there's nobody that can stop it, and just, it's gonna happen. But when we were going, we got to watch the stealth bomber come out of the fucking hangar and shit and take off, and you couldn't, like, even from that point, it was quiet on the fucking ground and shit, the way it takes off compared, because it was flanked by some fucking F-14s and shit like that too, but even taking off, it was quieter than them taking off and shit, and it got up there, because that took off first, and it was flying up there, and you couldn't even fucking hear it as it went up, but you could hear the F-14s, like, the whole fucking time, dude. however they do to the engines and shit on that to make it so it's quieter and shit is fucking crazy. Why they don't do it onto all planes then? That would make more sense.
Might not be practical.
Especially around here.
That would be nice. Especially because we both live in a fucking flight path. So take off. In fact, the last time when I was flying to Phoenix, when I was flying to Phoenix, it was the first time I flew over the house.
Yeah, it depends on where you're going and which path you're taking and stuff, but we each have a fucking flight path over our house, basically, going different places and shit. Different times of days when they're gonna fly over and shit.
It's weird now because you don't have as many planes up in the air, so it's kind of quiet compared to what it normally is.
Even still, you don't have all the planes. Shit's opening back up still, but...
David Bucky, you think your house is haunted?
You can investigate your house and find out if it's haunted by yourself. It's not hard. It's real easy stuff to do. You want me to send you a checklist of all the things you can go through to fucking figure out what these noises and things you might see and everything?
They seen it at the ghost. Didn't he say that earlier that him and his friends saw a ghost there or something?
I don't remember what he said or whatever. Even seeing stuff like that. The way that light comes, you might not even be looking anywhere and shit. The way that light comes through a window and can reflect off of something else and off of something else in your fucking house and make something look like a fucking ghost is goddamn fucking amazing. I've had it happen here in my fucking house. My wife's like, quick, come here, there's a fucking ghost over here on the fucking wall. Look at how's that happening? The windows are closed and shit. I'm like, because the windows in there are open and the light's shining on this picture on the wall right there and it's reflecting over here onto the wall, making this crazy fucking shimmering silhouette thing over there. It looks like a fucking ghost.
You sure it wasn't Jesus?
She's like, oh. She hates when I tell these stories. But she's like that, and she's all the time. Every noise she hears, if it's a loud bang outside, she thinks it's fucking gunshots or fucking something crazy like that. Or if it's a bang in the house, she thinks it's a ghost. She's like, somebody's getting killed outside. She hears a bang in the house. She's like, there's ghosts in here. They're going to kill us. I'm like, ghosts don't kill people. Poltergeists do.
It's like, calm down. So we'd have to wait till Halloween, and if you saw the ghost on Halloween, David Bucky, you have to see if the ghost comes back on Halloween. If that's the only time you've seen it. And what specifically about?
Again, you would have to get it to repeat. What did the ghost look like? What was it? And everything like that. How could it be? Again, I could make that same light come on my thing. If a car drives down at the right time and stuff, it's dark enough out and everything, and it shines in my windows right. Lights will bounce off the pictures in my room and everything like that, and it will fucking make a thing on the wall. Just from somebody's high beams, like a big truck or something, especially in the wintertime when a big plow truck come down with all these lights and shit in the middle of the night and shit. Shines in my room, all the bouncing and reflecting off the mirrors and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? Then my wife's, oh my God, it's a ghost. I'm like, no, it's a fucking snowplow.
No, it's a ghost, damn it. Well, they still do that effluent. That mows like dust particles and stuff. All you have to do is just get a laser, like a laser pointer, mount it, sit it in your room and sit in the dark. And just watch the stuff that you'll see that laser will show you. That I've done that in haunted places.
Stuff. And you're like, holy fuck.
You have no idea the little bugs and stuff that can be flying around the place, especially these old places. Like people like this place is haunted. See all these spirits in there. It's like, that's dust.
Warrens of frauds, and yes, I've studied the occult deep. It's now called science.
What is this?
Michael Wolbert.
Yeah, the Warrens.
Yeah, we've covered the Warrens. If you're on Instagram and you follow me on Instagram, you'll go back through my posts a long time ago. I've covered the Warrens and all their bullshit and everything like that. It's just they're all same thing. Amityville Horror House, all this fucking shit. It's all bullshit. It's all stupid.
The Conjuring stuff and everything.
None of that shit fucking happened in the Amityville Horror House until these people fucking come there and make up this stupid ass fucking story. Nothing happens afterwards, except people go there because it's the Amityville Horror House. Nobody could live there for fucking long because fucking everybody fucking disturbs people.
Yeah.
That's why it's haunted now.
They vandalize places. They break in. They try to investigate and all that type of shit.
Skinwalker Ranch, bullshit. None of that shit happened before this fucking people supposedly moved in and said this shit happened, and nothing's happened since. Bullshit.
The E Shitty Ranch in fucking Australia, all of them. Bullshit ass places. They're not gonna let real investigators in those places do
But
any
yeah,
real
I mean,
investigating.
David Bucky, Super V Funkat, and people who may have think they've saw a ghost or something, or could be a ghost. There's a whole bunch of stuff you got to go through to figure out, did I really just see that? Or am I seeing shit? Or is it something, some kind of fucking trick with my mind with lights and things going on? And then you have to replicate that thing that you see again and again conclusively so other people can see it. So otherwise, it's not. I've seen things happen when I'm sober too, but I can't conclusively say, yes, I saw a ghost, or yes, I just had a ghost experience because these lights just did that because of ghost, or whatever else it is. There's so many things that you have to eliminate. Like when the lights used to shut off and the only light switch for it was fucking at the top of the stairs and I was in the basement and nobody else was in my house. There's no way for me to prove that it was my fucking dead grandparents shutting the lights off. I can't. I just know that I was downstairs in the basement and the light shut off a couple of times. Could be because it was the original light switch and the house was fucking 70-something years old. Getting old. It's been replaced since then. Who the fuck knows? But until you can actually definitively prove video, something that shows, yes, if you leave that fucking light on for those stairs going down into the basement on, a ghost is going to come over and shut it off. You can't say, yes, it's a ghost. Say it may have been, I could have had an experience, but you cannot definitively say, yes, I have had ghost experience or a supernatural experience unless you can prove it. Definitively, you've ruled out.
You can say it. You just can't prove
say,
it to everybody.
You can't prove it and stuff like. You can say it as much as you want, but you have to prove it. So to actually say it and be truthful and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying nobody's ever not seen anything like that, because again, seen things, had stuff happen. But there's a billion trillion things of possibilities to eliminate before you can definitively say, yes, that's the only thing that it could possibly have been. Just like aliens and stuff like that, and what you see in the sky. You gotta eliminate all this fucking other possibilities, then they get actual definitive proof and say, yes, that is an alien spaceship. Otherwise, it's just a UFO, and 99.99999999999% chance it's from this Earth.
I don't know where the Winchester Mystery House is. I don't think I'm talking about Winchester.
See, out of mind, I'll tell people of things that happen, but I also explain that I can't definitively say what happened. I'll say that, hey, it could be this, but again, I can't say for certain because there's no way for me to prove it. It hasn't happened to anybody else. You know what I mean? Other things have happened. I think the heat things have happened to my cousin after I moved out and other people lived there. I think the heat turned on one time when the heat wasn't supposed to turn on. Nobody else was home and the heat wasn't going to turn on. I think that happened one time or whatever. But they've since replaced that thermostat too because it was really old. Fucking at that point, it was probably 85 years old now. I mean, that house is fucking old, you know. So it could have been that old faulty thermostat. They replaced that whole furnace and shit like that. So. But there's no way to definitively say that, yes, that was my grandfather getting up off his fucking chair from watching his war movies and playing solitaire to turn on the heat in the middle of the summertime because he's cold.
In the other realm.
And we'll tell people that. I don't, you know what I mean? Because this is what we do. This is what we talk about. But I can't say, yes, 100%, I'm certain that was my grandfather turning on the heat. Or, yes, that was my grandmother shutting off the lights when I was fucking playing video games down in my room and nobody's home. I can't, you know what I mean? Unless you can actually prove it. It happens every single time somebody does it. Bam, bam. Or 95, you know what I mean? 75% of the time. Every single time. And you've ruled out it's not a faulty switch, it's not faulty whatever. And whatever the case may be. It happens. You shut all the windows, no lights, you sit in a completely dark room and a white fucking sheet fucking ghost appears in front of you. Every single time when you're in this haunted house. Has to happen every time. You know, people are like, oh, yeah, you see a fucking ghost in that window. When? Every fucking 30 years? Not going to work. Every day at 3 o'clock when that little girl was supposedly burned up in that fire, she appears in that window. Okay, cool. And, whoa, 3 o'clock, ready? Holy shit, look at that. There's a fucking little girl in the window. Let's come back tomorrow. And you do that fucking every day. There's a little girl. You're up there in the window and you're like, what the fuck? How come there's nothing here? Whoa, shit, the little girl, she's right here. You can say, yeah, fuck, that's a real ghost. But usually it's one person might have saw something that they thought was a little girl in the window in an old-timey little white dress. Why it's never new modern shit, I don't know. But one person saw that and they told the story. It gets out and then other people are like, yeah, I was walking by there and I saw that ghost too.
And they told 2 friends.
And then they told 2 friends and they told 2 friends and so on. And now everybody saw the ghost. But nobody ever saw a ghost. Because at 3 p.m. every single day at that time, the light shining off of this over to that makes a reflection on the thing here, and it looks like there's a little girl wearing a dress in the window. Or whatever the fucking case may be.
Or there could be a little girl in the window. But can we see her?
But Michael Wilbur, that's, you know what I mean? There's no way to prove you can't, that's, you know what I mean? That's just, that's like people saying you can't prove the earth is flat. You know what I mean? Because we don't have free will to do it. You know what I mean? You can't prove God because we have free will, but we can't prove that God's there, but we have free will. You know what I mean? You can't say, well, they might not go ghost you. There's no way to know what we have or whatever and stuff like that. So, again, for us to prove that there's ghosts, the ghost has got to give us, you know what I mean? We got to be able to, ghosts can only appear once.
Give us a sign.
The ghosts, the people in the ghost world are like, you can only go back 1 time. Or you can only go back 5 times at 3 p.m. Or 4 a.m. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, there's rules to being a ghost and stuff, so that's why it's like, you know. But there's been experiments done at CERN and stuff where they kind of put to rest that no, they can't be a ghost. So it's like, but you never know. They say there's still a slight possibility there may be something in the fucking quantum spooky fucking world that
Ant-Man?
There could be a plausibility, but there's no actual definitive from that level and the scientific level, and from what they know, that ghosts are pretty much not possible if we really want to get down to it. Again, because you have to fucking prove it. And you can't prove something doesn't exist if it doesn't exist.
Huh? And David Bucky, yes, there are places I believe that have been haunted. One of them is burned down and gone, so I would never be able to do anything, even go back to the place.
Yeah, there's places where I could have been. You know what I mean? Things have happened, but how are we gonna? That's their thing. Again, ghost hunting hasn't advanced the technology very much. That's why I say all the time, I got some ideas, but I don't got the cash flow and the capital behind me to fucking buy all this shit and put together some things. We got to start thinking on other levels and shit like that. But thankful the people at CERN kind of did some stuff, and they said, you know, it's next to no possibility. But they said there's still a slim thing that maybe something might happen down there in that spooky quantum fucking world, you know, where Ant-Man goes and shit. So, yeah.
And that's the other thing, Michael Wilbur, exactly. Ghosts would be everywhere, not just in particular houses or places. We don't know where everybody's been.
That's the other thing. I mean, why can't the fucking street be? Why doesn't anybody say the street was haunted? You know how many people get, I mean, got places around here where people get hit and killed by cars all the time, but no, never ghost sightings. People, there's places, I used to live on this fucking road. It's nicknamed Dead Horse Road because people used to die and their horses from going up this hill. They call it Dead Horse Hill. From driving, by the time you start at the beginning of the fucking Route 9 where this thing starts at the lower end of the fucking thing and get to the fucking very top, horses and people would be dead. But nobody's ever said, I see fucking dead horses and dead fucking people walking up Dead Horse Hill Road. No stories of that shit, you know what I mean? Oh, it's always on a battlefield or something like that. Well, why is it just a battlefield? What about this person over here, this there? There's so many rules and there's so many things. And again, it's always people who died 150 years ago. They're a soldier or it's a fucking old lady from 1852. It's never fucking, oh shit, that dude looks like fucking, oh man, he dressed like Criss Cross, man. He must have died in 1994.
Jump.
Whatever fucking year it was. I think it was a little earlier than that. It was like 1990 maybe. 91, 92.
Yeah,
It was a little 90. It was earlier than 94. I know that. But if whatever year it was, it is never anything like that. You know what I mean?
Nothing. Well, unless you're Huff, then you can contact every dead celebrity that died.
Yeah, he's the only one. He's the only one who gets gone. You know, as soon as they die, they're like, "Hey, let's go call Huff."
That's our guy on the other side. We're gonna communicate with him for you.
It's like when it's just another one of the rules when you become a ghost. You get Huff's number. You're like, "Here, this is your one contact shot. You can talk to this dude. Tell him whatever you need to tell him the last time. That's it." Some people take them up. Some people are like, "Nah, fuck it. I got nothing else to say."
I'm still waiting for racist ghosts and shit like that.
Oh, that's what that's. We talk about that all the time too.
What are you doing here, boy?
Especially down south, all these people see these fucking soldiers and shit down south and everything, but none of them was like, what are you doing here? People say they see fucking the Confederate soldiers and shit like that all the time. Not just white people go to these fucking museums and battlefields and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? How come none of these ghosts are looking at them strange? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Ain't you in the wrong place, boy?
How come you look out of place, boy? What are you wearing?
You said all the racists go to hell, but that doesn't make sense because there's poltergeists, right? Some of these ghosts are supposed to be evil and bad, and they're bad spirits. So you think some of those spirits would hang around and have some shit to say when I show up or whatever. But even the way we're dressed, everything
Well, see,
about
now my
us, they would be
secular
curious.
anti-theism would have to say.
But do they only see our faces because our clothing, our modern technology, our cell phones, whatever technology you might have in your hand if you're investigating, none of that stuff looks odd to them? Like, they're not like, hey, who the fuck are you and why the fuck are you holding that strange device, you demon? They would probably look at us and think we was doing witchcraft or some crazy shit anyways. That's the shit that doesn't add up. And then you get American ghost hunters who go to other countries and
and
they
get
speak
fucking-
English.
The
They all
ghosts
speak
speak in
English.
Every EVP they got is English. Every ghost over there, every person in there there's a ghost is always English. They never have to bring in a translator to figure out what the fuck is saying. They always get their fucking English speaking ones.
But they're intelligent enough to speak English. But
Even the ghost hunters from other countries, in other countries, get English speaking fucking EVPs. Not just American ones. I've seen some of them fucking European ghost hunting shows and stuff like that.
It's hot.
It's just all the soldiers who died in World War II and shit. That's it. That's why.
Mm-hmm. And they're all really, really nice ghosts. They don't have anything bad to say. There are dogs, horses, especially also birds. There are. I'm sure there's probably animal ghosts too. People say they see animal ghosts and spirits of their animals and stuff. I mean, I have 4 kittens. Well, they're not kittens anymore, but their mother died. And I sometimes feel like she's around. It could just be me because I miss her or whatever, but I sometimes feel like she rubs up against my leg if she's around. Who knows?
Yeah, in Native American culture, they believe there's spirits in everything. Plants, rocks. Again, we have no evidence of that. Yes, that back in the day, people used to think all these things are living because this spirits and this whatever, and it's going to be a ghost after and stuff. But we know now because of science that this is living because of these things and this stuff. And if you don't have these things, it's not going to be living. You know, like why would a spirit in this plant need this? And why, if we have a spirit living in us, why would we need certain things to keep us alive and everything? If that spiritual energy is energy and it never dies, we would never die. We wouldn't need to eat. We wouldn't need to sleep. We wouldn't need to do any of that stuff. It's spiritual energy. It's energy. It's always there. So why, you know what I mean? If there's energy in animals or there's energy in plants and all this stuff, why does this plant need certain nutrition but this plant needs another nutrition? How come I can eat this stuff but he can't eat that stuff? Why do we even need to eat at all? I'm a spiritual being. Oh, we're having a human experience. Prove it. I can't. I just told you, though.
Yeah, Spooky. I do
Good
feel
job.
like that sometimes. It's just how it is. You know what I mean? I can't prove it, but sometimes I feel like my cat's around. You know, or she comes to check up on her babies or whatever and stuff. So anything's possible. It's just my thing is it's not that I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical in the sense where people put stuff out. as absolute fact that they just can't prove. I can't prove any of
Yeah,
this stuff.
people go running around like, oh fuck, this is fucking dead ass proof, and I'm like, where? What? You can't. No. You can't. You had an experience that you can't explain. It's an unexplained experience. That's all you can say it is, really. I mean, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about it, but it's for people to believe you and everything, you need to be able to prove it. With anything. That's just like everything. You know what I mean?
In KB, we did cover that.
I could tell you I have a tiger in my fucking basement over here, but you guys are going to be like, nah, really? You let me see it.
They're not supposed to know about the tiger. Hello.
Shit, now they know about the tiger.
Did you get it from the Tiger King?
Yes, I did. Carol Baskins is after me now.
Carol fucking Baskins. But yeah, KB, we did discuss that. Like, we're trying, like, you don't ever hear about any new age ghosts reaching ghosts unless it's that Huff guy with his bullshit fucking
Yeah,
box.
he talks to everybody.
But other than that, no. They're all old school ghosts.
Has Regis gotten in touch with him yet? I'm waiting for that one.
Shit, I'm surprised Huff didn't go to like the fucking 9/11 memorial and places like that and shit, or Oklahoma City where the old whatchamacallit building used to be, and do some investigating there with his fucking box.
Yep, you don't have no ghost stories and that stuff. That's why I'm saying. So why there's really a lot. It's lacking, you know, in the plausibility scale. It's hard to say. But hey, maybe someday there'll be that definitive proof, just like with aliens. Maybe someday the fucking UFO will land right there in my backyard or whatever.
And it's not skepticism to the point where it's like we're saying stop looking. It's the complete opposite. Keep looking, but just look.
But you got to be able to learn. You got to be able to look through all the bullshit. And again, the pile, it's not bullshit anymore. Dinosaur shit pile. It's like, and maybe somewhere underneath all these stories buried down here, there might be some truth with actual proof and actual evidence. But because people keep making up all these stories, we're never gonna fucking know. Because we're going through all this fucking bullshit every week. But again, yeah, you never know. Maybe someday we'll be doing a fucking dig somewhere. Somebody will be digging up some dinosaur bones, and there'll be a fucking UFO next to it.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh shit, there's alien life." You never know. They were here.
Or there'll be the giant
That
could
could
have
have been possible. Maybe
the
at some
dinosaur.
point, maybe a UFO crashed here. But there's no evidence that UFOs and aliens have ever had contact with the human species at all.
But they jump started us. Hello, the Anunnaki, and then they sped us up.
Yeah, and look at they're like, oh, we're making.
They made us slaves to mine their gold, but we don't mine gold. But hey,
made us
whatever.
slaves with free will. I mean, where did they get that story from? What
What's
up?
up, kid? Funny shit.
But that's it. We out of here. Till next week.
We had some shits and giggles. Thank you, everyone.
Peace and love.
Don't forget, KB, get in touch with me on the Facebook. It's just Paranormal Hood. Just type in Paranormal Hood on Facebook. You'll find the fan page. You can send a message there with your address. And anybody else who I discuss shirts with.
Petey Crack, I got your information. I'll send you out a shirt.
So
Tomorrow, maybe, Monday.
till next week, or if we
Peace and
stop
love.
in between, you never know. But whatever. Till then, at least you know next Thursday we'll be here.
We out of here.